Yes. Yes. Turn up. Turn up. Turn up. Yes. Turn up. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, yes, yes. What's going on, family? What's going on, guys? Let's go, let's go, let's go. We are live. We are live. We are back for another week of trading sessions, family. Let's go, let's go. I don't know about y'all, but I'm excited, y'all. And we have a whole shit ton to talk about today, y'all. Holy moly. Like, holy moly, we have a lot to talk about today. Because I don't know if you guys been living under a rock, family, but everything is broken. Every mother freaking thing is broken right now, y'all. Everything is mother junkin' broken. Every market is broken. And we got a lot to talk about with that in mind, y'all. Holy freaking moly. Do we have a lot to talk about today? We absolutely do. A lot to discuss, y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Yo, this beat is tough. I don't know why. We here, family. We here, family. Let me know if you're in the building with me today, family. Let me know if you guys are here today, y'all. Come on now. We're going through some unprecedented times right now. We're going through some crazy times right now. I don't know if you guys see these markets, y'all, but look at US 30 just tanking. NASDAQ just tanking. The S&P just tanking. Oh, we could keep going. Bitcoin, yo, Bitcoin hit below 50K, bro. What the hell? Solana's at $113, bro. Ethereum at 22. Look at shitty ass Polkadot, bro. Shitty ass Polkadot. Like, what? Down to $4, bro? There's no way. Polkadot's about to be lower than we were during the bear market. Oh my god. I'm literally watching my net worth just drain away here, family. Holy moly. This is insane to me, family. Polkadot being one of my biggest bags, man. Like, how are we back to, like... This is insane to me, bro. Like, we're about to be lower than bear market. Oh, man. I might have to pull the plug on this. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. Chainlink at $8, bro. Gold is still tanking. I mean, gold held up pretty well compared to everything else, but gold is also falling now as well. Like, the dollar, like, this is the crazy thing. The dollar's falling while everything else is falling as well. Like, what? Like, make it make sense. Like, make it make sense, family. Like, how does this even happen? Where everything, including the dollar. Clearly, the dollar doesn't have safe haven status right now. You guys want to know what does have safe haven status right now? Matter of fact, I want you guys to answer this in the chat, family. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every single one of you guys. I appreciate y'all for being here with me today. Because, family, we are back, baby. We are back with another session. It is your boy, Mr. Abel. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Super excited to be here with y'all. To see what we actually get today, man. And we got a lot to discuss, family, like I've been talking to you guys about, man. The markets are going crazy, right? But do you guys want to know what is the safe haven status right now? The mother junkin' yen. Look at the yen, though, family. Holy moly. Like, the yen, it went from the least attractive currency over the past 4 years to now being the only currency that truly is benefiting from all this chaos. Now, we do have other currencies that are against the dollar that are obviously increasing, like the euro's increasing, the pound, you know, pound dollar, euro dollar, Aussie dollar, New Zealand. Like, those are increasing just based off the weakness of the dollar, not necessarily based off the strength of those currencies, just based off how weak the dollar is right now. But the only thing that is up is the Japanese yen. So the Japanese yen said, you know what? Y'all was playing me. Y'all was playing me for the past 4 years. Watch what happens now when things change. Watch when the roles mother junk in reverse. Well, we got a lot to talk about, guys. In returns as to why this is even happening, what could be the main reason for all this stuff, and how we as traders can take advantage of all this chaos that we're currently experiencing right the frick now. Because boy, we going through a lot. And I ain't gonna lie, we going through a lot. We going through a lot. We going through a lot. Let me see who else we got in the building today, family. I see we got Mike in the house. What's going on, Mike? Austin, Free Zone, Off the Ground. What's the word? King City, T-Patton. I see you, sis. We got my brother Drew in the house. What's the word? Roman in the building. I see you. I see you. Shout out to my guy Roman. We got my brother Matt in the building. We need that Matt strat today, Matt. I don't know what you're thinking about in terms of strategy for these type of markets, bro. But we might need it. We might need it. We got Janet in the house. What's going on, Janet? Appreciate you for being here as well. Let me go ahead and check your comments real quick. What's up, fam? Checking in for my car ride. 8 hours left. Sheesh. Where the hell are you going, Austin? Where the hell are you going? But definitely safe travels to you and whoever you're with, man. Hopefully this session for the next 2 hours can entertain you and make you laugh, make you giggle, make you some damn money. And yeah, hopefully it make your time go by faster, man. Let's see, market's dying. Absolutely. Is it even a good trading day today? It absolutely could be. Like, this is the thing, family, right? Like, if we see everything that's happening, shoot. I mean, it is kind of tough to try to continue to sell these things. Like, after, like, trying to sell gold now, after it's already down 100 plus points. Yeah, that makes it a little tougher, right? Same thing for indices, right? It is going to be a little tougher because these things have literally not stopped falling. But anytime we do get a little bit of a pullback, 5-minute pullback, that could be an opportunity, right? So there's still opportunity here. We just got to be very patient, very decisive on what we want to do, and just wait for all our confirmations. But yeah, I'm not opposed to it. You know, again, if this does start to push up here and we just start to reject here, and I understand there's so much selling pressure, I mean, any 5-minute trigger line sell opportunity, guys, I'm taking those, like, for sure. Like, for sure. Like, this market has just been tanking, right? But think about this. Like, ever since this market was tanking last week, right? Because this thing started tanking on Thursday last week. Like, think about how many trigger line entries we could have gotten throughout here, right? Now, obviously, we want to make sure that we are in the correct time. But, like, this right here. Like, this was at, I mean, this was in the afternoon, 4 p.m. But either way, this thing has not stopped falling, right? So, yeah, any little pullback in a trigger line entry based on a 4 or 15-minute time frame, guys, that could be, in my opinion, a decent opportunity just to continue to try to catch these moves, man, because I don't know if these are going to stop slowing down. I mean, they could start to turn around once the open happens, right? Once the stock market opens up. But I think when the stock market opens up, we're only going to see more red. I think we're going to see more blood, right? I wonder what the top stocks are trading at pre-market real quick. Let's see. Where's Nvidia at pre-market? Let's check the big dogs real quick, family. Let's see where we're at here. Come on. Nvidia. Can't spell Nvidia? The hell? Let's see. Yeah, look at Nvidia, guys, right? Pre-market, Nvidia is already trading at $93. Holy moly. Like, yo, this market is going to open up at 9:30 and just drop instantly. Right, so Nvidia is already down like crazy. Let's go look at the rest of the top dogs. Family, go ahead and drop the top dogs in the chat. Like, what are the top tech stocks that we deal with that really control these markets? Let me know in the chat so I can remember them all. I know there's 7. Nvidia is about to open up down heavy. Look at Facebook, family. Facebook's going to take a $40 loss on the open here today. Sheesh. Look at this. We're trading down here already at 44.45. That's crazy. All right, let's see what else we got. We got Google. Yeah, Google's also, I mean, expected to drop heavy. Look at this. Pre-market, we're trading at 158 right now. Current market is at 168. Let's check Tesla. Tesla, yeah. Oh my God, Tesla's about to be under 200. Tesla under 200 is crazy. Look at that. Right, Tesla's about to open at 186 pre-market. Pre-market is trading at 186. Sheesh. What else we got here? What are the other top stocks, fam? I know you guys know, fam. Talk to me, man. Help me out here. Help me out. Which one am I missing? I did Google, we did Facebook, we did Tesla, we did Nvidia, Microsoft. Let's see what Microsoft is looking like. Oh man, yeah, Microsoft is about to open down as well. What else we got here? Still more. Apple. There you go, Austin. There we go, Austin. That's another one. Apple. Yeah, Apple's gonna open way down, bro. Look at this. Apple's trading at under $200 right now. Apple is trading at under $200 right now. Pre-market 198. Yeah, this thing is gonna open up very bearish as well here. Sheesh. Shout out to Jose. I see you in the building. Golly, boys and girls, it's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, so overall, guys, these markets are absolutely insane right now. Everything is crashing, and any pullback we get, man, could be a little opportunity here to get involved, to be honest with y'all. Right, like realistically, like we're not really even seeing. I mean, we had a little bit of a correction here, but this happened obviously Friday into the open here, and then this thing just started tanking. So like, what if we just became degenerates, even though we are degenerates a little bit, and we just started playing like the break of these candles? Like, you could just set the sell stop, like literally, just like this. Sell the sell stop below these 5-minute candles, man, because once this thing turns around, I think it's going to turn around and just drop like we did here. Corrected up, eventually it fell, and then this thing ended up falling, right? So I mean, this is a little strategy. I don't know how crazy it is. You guys know these markets are definitely a little bit different than what anybody's used to. Like, these markets are really indicating a few things. For one, that we have been completely overbought for a while now. We have been completely overbought for a while now, right? Like I said, we have a lot to talk about, family, so you're gonna have to like bear with me, collect my thoughts, and help me with my thoughts as well, y'all. Come on, we're a community here, we're a team. But we gotta really think about everything that's happened over the past few years, right? Obviously, it started with COVID. The whole world shut down, right? Really put a lot of pressure on supply and demand across the entire world, right? With obviously a lot of shipping routes not being able to be utilized, right? So that's what really started this whole thing, right? COVID, the shutdown, and then leading into that, it went into obviously printing a shit ton of money, printing about 1/3 of all dollars in circulated back in 2020, which obviously caused inflation to start going crazy. As inflation started to go crazy because of all the shit that happened with supply and demand issues, you know, the printing of so much capital, so many dollars were printed, 1/3 of all dollars were printed because of that, and then stimulus packages to then leading into inflation. So it kind of makes sense why inflation is here. But then what happened after inflation, right? Because of inflation going up to 8-9%, the Fed was forced to raise interest rates, right? The Fed was forced to actually go through the process of quantitative tightening, right? QT, right? If you guys are a part of the boot camp, you guys should understand what QT is, right? The process of quantitative tightening, right? That is the reduction of capital in the markets, right? Or at least the idea of trying to, you know, reduce the amount of money that the Fed adds into the market. Right, so then it went to that, and this is the interesting thing about it, right? During that period in time where we went through an interest rate hike cycle, where the Fed was very hawkish, the markets still were going crazy. Like the stock market was still increasing, even during a period in time where we had extremely high interest rates. That was a shocker to me, right? I didn't expect the markets to continue to just go bullish for the next 2 years, even as interest rates are extremely elevated. And the point of us cutting rates was to try to slow down these markets, but we didn't do that, right? The markets still continued to push. But now that we're about to cut interest rates, now that we're that closer to cut interest rates, this close, literally less than 30 days away, I wouldn't be surprised if the Fed has to do an emergency rate cut that can happen this week if these markets continue to go like this week. Like, if we just continue to fall the entire week, family, you got to understand, the Fed is going to have to do an emergency rate cut. But even then, Why? And I want y'all to really think with me, family. Help me work this through, right? Because these markets got me all messed up right now in terms of like truly understanding what the hell is happening. So markets increased during a period in time where interest rates increased when they should have dropped. Now the markets are getting ready to drop, and now the markets are also dropping. Like what? Yeah, I don't know, fam. There's a lot, man. There's a lot that we're gonna go through today, boy. We're gonna watch. I also want to watch. I know we're here to trade. We're obviously gonna be trading together for sure. But I even want to watch a couple videos with you guys today, family. If you guys are up for it, right? Because we gotta figure out what the hell is going on right now. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. We gotta figure out what the hell is going on, and we gotta go to people that are smarter than me about this. Yeah. Let's watch this together, family. We're gonna watch a little bit of me, Kevin. We're gonna go on learning mode today, family. I'm gonna still be watching the chart to see if there's opportunities, trust me, but we're gonna have to go learning mode today.
Wix.
Forget you, Wix. Ain't nobody wanna talk to you, Wix. So let's go ahead and just watch some of these videos, family. Let's get up to date with what the hell is happening real quick so we're all on the same page from people that are way more knowledgeable than I am. And then from there, we can go ahead and obviously figure out a blueprint for the rest of the week. So today, guys, might be one of those days, man. Honestly, we haven't done this often, but it might be to do a lot of research together type of day. Watch a couple streams, watch a couple videos, really understand what the hell is going on. And then as a collective, we can figure out as a team what we should be doing as well, right? So I'm going to bring this video up real quick. First one we're going to watch is Japan just crashed the global stock market. Again, me, Kevin, is definitely one of my favorite financial YouTubers for sure. Somebody that I've learned a shit ton from. So we're gonna go here and watch this, right? As soon as this damn ad is done. Have y'all realized, bro, that YouTube now is like they're super annoying with their ads, bro? Like now I can't even skip no ads, bro. Like what's good with you, dog? Now I gotta sit here and watch this entire minute ad, bro. Like what? This has been happening over the past few days. I realized that their ads, like they completely revamped their ads to where now a lot of them are like mandatory. And to be fair though, for anybody that is a creator, if you are a YouTuber with this new whatever the hell's going on with these ads, if you are a YouTuber, shit, you about to make a lot of money, boy. Yo, you about to make a lot of money. Look at this shit is still going. Come on, get out the way. I still got ads for you guys. Pause though, family. So get YouTube Premium, Abel, make the investment. I'm gonna have to, bro, because them ads are OD. OD. All right, family, let's go ahead and watch this real quick. Take some notes, and then we'll see what we get. I'm still gonna be watching the markets, obviously. I'll let you guys know if I do see anything that I like, and we'll go from there, family. But let's learn real quick. We gotta put our learning caps for these type of market conditions, y'all. Let's get it.
Markets absolutely collapsing. What is this Japanese carry trade? We're gonna talk about that and explain it in this video so you fully understand the Japanese carry trade everybody keeps talking about and why Japan could be leading markets to crash in America. Of course, it could also be that we are now under an imminent threat of an Iranian and Hezbollah-led attack against Israel, which threatens to be larger than anything Israel has ever seen before, with Israel now warning that Israelis could be without power for 3 days as they face a multi-pronged attack expected to begin within the next 24 hours, if not tonight, then tomorrow night.
That's what I'm saying, Kevin.
Crazy world that we're in. Or is it just that the U.S. might be going into a recession? Or D, all of the above?
All of the above, buddy. All of the above.
In this video, we're going to start by talking about the Japanese carry trade and trying to explain it. Now, let's be clear right at the start. The Japanese stock market ain't doing too well.
Hell no.
Just in the last 12 hours, the Japanese market, well, let's just put it this way. Their TOPIX index, circuit breaker hit, no more trading for a period of time. Bond market, circuit breaker hit, no more trading for a period of time. South Korea, in sympathy for what's going on in Japan, just decided, you know what? Nobody's allowed to sell after the Kospi's down 4.6%. Zoom in on Japan for a moment. Nikkei down over 6.5%, the Nikkei 225.
Crazy.
Nintendo stock's down 11.3%, but who cares about Nintendo? What are the banks doing in Japan? Oh, the second largest bank in the country down 15.5%. The largest bank in the country, like the equivalent of a JP Morgan, down 12.2%. Well, at least gold's up. real gold, not digital gold, because Bitcoin's down 11%, Ethereum's down 21%. In the overnight trading app Robinhood, you could look at Tesla down 6%, Apple down 6.9%, Nvidia down 6.75%, and all futures are red, led by, no joke, small caps and NASDAQ 100. And you've got the S&P down 1.42%, and Dow futures also down 0.77%. So this is just a quick little rundown on what the heck is going on here. This is a lot of pain. Why? What is going on?
Great question.
Well, let's start with the carry trade.
Yeah, let's talk about it, Kevin.
This.
Come on, explain it,
So,
please.
everybody knows that the entire world has been facing a lot of inflation, except for Japan. They've basically stagnated since the 90s, and they've faced issues of too much deflation. Maybe they're not having enough babies. Maybe they're not having enough innovation. Who knows? But they did not have the inflation problem of the rest of the world.
We talked about this,
meant
family.
that while Japan was actually lowering rates and had negative interest rates, everyone else was raising interest rates.
Yep.
Now, this does something very interesting because when interest rates go up in, let's say, the United States, it becomes more attractive to buy the 10-year Treasury bond. So, for example, if the 10-year Treasury is trading for 3.76%, just like it is now, and the Japanese 10-year is trading for 0.82%, which bond would you rather have? The 10-year debt paying you 3.7% guaranteed and backed by the full faith and credit of the U.S.? Or the Japanese 10-year paying you just 0.82%? It's a no-brainer. An absolute no-brainer. You're going to buy the U.S. bond. And if you have any other currency, you're going to sell that other currency. You're going to go buy U.S. dollars, and you're going to go invest in that U.S. bond. This creates a lot of selling pressure on currencies like the Japanese yen. So the Japanese yen goes down in value,
Tremendously.
which enables something unique called the carry trade. Okay,
Yeah, break it down
you're
for
gonna
us,
have to
baby.
roll with me on this one because it's a little complicated, but I'm gonna make it as simple as possible. Okay,
This is what
here's
he's
an
referring to.
example of what a carry trade looks like.
Japanese yen
And
getting
let's
smoked.
just start extremely simple. Let's just say right now you want to take on a margin loan on stocks in America. It might cost you 6.5% in the US. But what if you could go to Japan, and in Japan you could borrow at 1.5%? Oh, well, that's a lot more desirable. Why don't I go borrow in Japan and then go invest that money in either US treasuries, which are literally yielding more than what I'm paying on my debt, or how about Mag 6 stocks or Mag 7 stocks, whatever you want, right? Mag 6, Mag 7, the biggest stocks in America. Buy some Nvidia, buy the dip on
Mag 6, Mag 7? Oh, Magnificent 6 or 7. That's what he's
some
talking about. Okay.
Tesla, rah, rah, rah.
I've been
whatever.
tripping for a second. I'm like, what the
This-
hell is Mag 6 or 7? But he's talking about the Magnificent 6 or 7 stocks that have been controlling the whole market. Got you.
This is essentially an arbitrage of interest rates. That's what this all comes down to. Now, how does this go wrong? Well, first of all, to understand how it goes wrong, let's understand how it goes right. Let's say I borrow oodles and boodles of money in Japan. And that oodles and boodles, just to make math simple, right now we're just going to call it $1,000.
Okay.
I
like
go
that.
borrow $1,000, or I'll call it 1,000 yen, $1,000 worth of yen. That's what we'll call it, $1,000 worth of Japanese yen. And I'm going to take that money and I'm going to use it to go buy U.S. assets. Well, if the Japanese yen keeps going down in value, it's actually going to be a lot cheaper for me to pay off that money. Like, let's say I take that $1,000 and I put it into U.S. treasuries over here. Well, every single year, I'm getting my 3 or 5% yield on money markets or treasuries, maybe even a little bit more. So maybe, let's say over here, I've all of a sudden, after a year, got $1,050, and the Japanese yen fell 20% in value. So I actually only have to pay back $800 worth of yen over here. This is great. I picked up $50 very cheaply in America, so I'm plus 50 over here. And I can now pay that yen back with 200 fewer dollars. So I pick up $200 over here. Let's go, baby. I just made $250, 25% cha-ching, investing on the fact that the Japanese yen is going down. And guess what the Japanese yen usually does? Like, what does the Japanese yen usually do?
Talk to me
Well,
about
because they're facing deflation and stagnation, it's usually either stable or it goes down. With the exception of very rare cases, the Japanese yen usually just loses lots of money. It's just kind of unfortunately the way it's worked. So for example, if you pull up the US to Japanese yen valuation over here, you can see there are very rare cases where the Japanese yen spikes. Once over here in 95, over here in 2011, and you can see over here the yen's actually been plummeting. So it's actually made the carry trade more desirable. I mean, you've dropped 27% in the value of the yen. So that example I just gave on the iPad over here, this has been printing money. It's been absolutely minting. Yeah, close this door. I hear the children again. Hold on a sec. Double. I got two sound doors over there. Let's close this stuff. Anyway, so you've been printing money doing this carry trade because the Japanese yen just go down. So people keep adding to their bets. Okay, cool. Like, you're winning. That's wonderful. Like, Kevin, what's wrong with this? Ah, yes. There has to be a downside of any trade, right? Of course there is. So let's say you decided to take your $1,000 over in Japan. So you're going to borrow $1,000 worth of Japanese yen, okay? So we take our $1,000 over here, $1,000 worth of Japanese yen. And now what we're going to do is we're going to invest that into the dip on Tesla, okay? And let's just say we bought Tesla just for giggles, because this could be anything, okay? You're like, man, Tesla's going to the moon, baby. I'm going to buy it at 270. And then, of course, you know, Elon rug pulls you and, you know, delays the robo-taxi event, whatever, okay? We don't, you put any placeholder there. This is not a Tesla video. This could be anything. It could be NVIDIA. That darn thing's down like 25% from its peak, you know? It could be Tesla. Obviously, you're going to be down about 30-ish%. It does not matter what it is. Or you have a leveraged position. Doesn't matter what it is. Let's go with you buy Tesla at 270, okay? You know what? Forget even what price it is. You just put $1,000 into Tesla stock right here because you borrowed $1,000 worth of yen. You put it all into Tesla stock. But wait a minute. If you put $1,000 into a broker in America, why are you just going to use $1,000? Come on, man. Reg T margin, 50% down. I get to buy $2,000 of Tesla with $1,000 of a deposit. Right? That is a typical margin loan in America. So now I borrowed the money cheap over here. The money that I borrowed very cheaply in Japan, I'm now going to leverage again in the US stock market. But why does this matter? I mean, the Japanese currency keeps devaluing. Everything should be fine. Oh, but wait. Then all of a sudden Japan says, hey, look, everyone, we finally got it up. Let's raise interest rates because inflation is finally moving up. What? Yes, this is exactly what Japan did last week. They raised interest rates 25 basis points, and they were already at positive. So they just went up another 25 BPs. And what happens when countries raise their interest rates? That's right, their bonds become more desirable, especially since Japan is now going up and everybody else is cutting. So you're getting more of a yield in Japan. So what all of a sudden happens to the value of the US dollar when yields go down? Oh, the dollar goes down, the Japanese yen goes up, which exacerbates the spread because you're going in both directions. And so, over the last month, so over the last 30 days, the Japanese yen has appreciated 10%. But wait a minute. I borrowed $1,000 worth of yen over here. How many dollars do I need now to repay that loan in Japan?
Good question.
Well, now, because it's 10% more expensive, I need $1,100 to repay my loan in Japan. No problem. What's my Tesla stock doing? Oh, God, it's down 30%. And I'm on margin. Okay, so just to make math a little fun here, actually, the example I did is I went with 35%. So let's assume it's down 35%. That's down $700 on $2,000. So that means all of a sudden I have $1,300 left over here. But wait a minute. I'm such a degen, I also borrowed over here, so I actually only have $300 of equity. $300 of equity out of the $2,000 of stock I bought is 15%. Oh, who's that calling? Oh, it's Mr. Margin calling. Oh, now you get liquidated. Sure, you get your $300 back, but you got liquidated, which contributes to more selling pressure in the United States. Oh no. But wait a minute, bro. Now I only have $300 left, and I have to pay an $1,100 loan off in Japan. And now Japan is going, hey bro, margin's calling. And you're like, what? Why? Because, sir, you have $300 of collateral left on the $1,100 loan you just took out because we could see what you did with your money. We want our money back. You're at margin levels. And then you're like, okay, guess I'm filing BK and getting hosed. Boom. Now you have to either borrow more from somewhere else to pay off that $1,100 loan, or you're defaulting and you're destroying the banks, which now it totally makes sense why the banks are collapsing in Japan. Well, their stock valuations are collapsing because they are getting burned over here on their debt as well. So they burn us in our stock market, and they burn the banks over there. Now, how big is this trade? Well, nobody really knows. Kathy Wood thinks it could be as much as 10% of the United States stock market. That's massive, like as much as $10 trillion of leverage in all risk assets. Crypto, stocks, doesn't matter. Okay, now, this is always funny because I talk about this in my course member live streams and people are like, oh, sometimes people are like, oh, but Kevin, crypto is not a risk asset. I'm like, it is the definition of risk asset. Why do you think gold is up and Bitcoin's down 11% right now? Your boy Kevin, by the way, let's just say this is not an advertisement or anything, but I've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, probably since about July 11th, like everything really hit the fan. But on the fund I manage, we're like 5% short Bitcoin. I wish I had more short Bitcoin right now because that's gonna do really freaking well tomorrow.
Don't
Remember,
say that,
if
Kevin.
you want any of my buy sell alerts or anything, meetkevin.com.
Don't say that, Kevin. Don't say it's gonna get worse, bro.
With a sense of urgency, and don't worry, share price fell off on Monday. Well, the futures market says so, but that was during the Japanese stock market open. Maybe cooler heads will prevail and everything will be hunky-dory in the morning. Everything will start going up again. We'll have a nice little rebound and maybe we'll open up to just a little buy the dip opportunity and nothing else to see here. Everything's fine. Or things will completely panic and everybody will take every opportunity at a bounce just to sell more stock because this is a sinking ship and everybody sees the exit over there. Well, according to a poll I ran on X, the latter doesn't seem to be the big priority. In fact, according to a poll I ran on X, which you should follow me there at RealMeetKevin with 6,761 results, 44.6% of you said, yes, Kevin, buy the dip. 34.3% of you said, I'm holding. And only 21.2% of you suggested that you were selling. Also, when I suggested that Bitcoin might be a risk asset, somebody replied to me and said, but Kevin, they're investing in Bitcoin for the tech. Right. That's going to help save you in these market moves. It won't. Anyway, so
It won't.
I'm
Kevin's
curious,
hilarious, bro.
what do you all think? What are you all going to do?
Good question. Let's go to the comments and check, man. One of my favorite things, family, is about watching these videos, man. You go to the comments. There actually has 90% of these comments are going to be BS. But there are times where there's some good comments, though. Like this one right here. The answer is, we're fucked. It's the best. It's right here. That's the answer to all of our situations right here, family. This is a big opportunity to buy the dip. You're tripping. Nobody was pointing a gun at people and telling them to pile on overvalued bubble stocks in one of the biggest stock bubbles in history. I'm in Japan on vacation right now. Okay. Wait, are we really expecting Japan to endlessly buy up the U.S. bond? No, they're gonna endlessly sell the U.S. bonds, buddy. The complete opposite. The complete opposite. Right? They're gonna continue to sell U.S. bonds because the Bank of Japan is the #1 holder of U.S. Treasury bonds. If you guys did not know that, now y'all know, family. Japan is the #1 holder of U.S. Treasuries. What does that mean? That means they're in times like now where they're experiencing a massive global sell-off of their stock market, of their equities. They have stuff that they can unload as well, right? So I think we could see a period in time where the Bank of Japan does continue to sell off their U.S. Treasuries to try to continue to prop up their currency. Now they are experiencing a hell of a freaking good time over the past few days here. Like, look at this. This is the Japanese yen, the value of the Japanese yen here. Right, looking at the yen basket. This thing, they have been having a phenomenal time over the past couple weeks. But if they want this to continue, right? If they want their currency to continue to go, they're going to have to probably start to sell off U.S. Treasuries, in my opinion. Dump their U.S. holdings, continue to buy their own. Yeah, it might be the play, especially if the Bank of Japan does decide to continue to raise interest rates, and they get to a point where now their actual interest rate is even higher than what U.S. Treasuries are paying out. Yeah, it could get crazy. It get crazy, man. I mean, how are you guys feeling so far in that video, family? How are you guys feeling about this video? Japan just crashed the global stock market, right? And this is the start, or it was the start of a lot of pain that we've been seeing today, this morning, because it's been going on since yesterday night, where it's been crashing. Let me know your guys' thoughts on that video, family. Give me a second, y'all. All right, let's see. That video was definitely informative. We could say. Now, let me see what you guys talking about in the chat, family. Let me see. 2024, all kingdoms will fall. Yeah, that's a fact. You know who predicted all this chaos, family? Believe it or not, you guys know who predicted all this chaos? Let's see. Mike said only safe haven is God. Yeah, that's a fact. That's the ultimate safe haven. That's a fact. Let me see. Shorted GJ in Asia of 400 pips. Let's go, bro. Love it, love it, love it. Still any pullback to enter from any market idea. All right, let's check it. You guys are talking about gold. What's gold doing? I mean, gold is starting to push up here, family. But listen, man. Listen. Gold is starting to bounce here. Gold is trying to bounce. The rest of the market trying to bounce? Yeah, the rest of the market is trying to bounce as well. It's like they're all trying to bounce together in unison. Crypto, indices, gold, even the dollar are all trying to bounce here in unison, right? Is it possible that what Kevin just mentioned in the video, which he dropped that video last night, by the way, where everything is selling off right now just off of the fear and the panic that's being caused by the Bank of Japan and what's happening over there? And in the morning today, like right now, the market just bounces off of that and we just continue to go back to the upside. Is that a possibility? Or are we truly going to just continue to collapse lower here? That's another possibility. Either way, now that we are in between the moving averages here, if you guys understand the trigger line entry, if stuff falls and we get that trigger line entry, family, I'm going to continue to short the hell out of this. I am going to continue to short the hell out of it. Absolutely no questions asked, right? So we'll see how that goes. US 30 also looking like trigger line is setting up for the trigger line. So is the NASDAQ. I mean, all these assets, guys, are literally in the beautiful area right now. Setting up exactly what we typically like to look for right now. It's just a matter of patience. Is either we're going to get this close back below the 13, and then we can proceed to try to sell, or we just stay above the 13 and just continue to go higher. All right, so yeah, let's see how this stuff plays out, guys. But everything is literally in between our moving averages right now. So any little fall, these things start to fall, man, it might give us a beautiful opportunity here. Might give us a beautiful opportunity. All right, let's see what else we got here, though. Definitely overbought. Absolutely. They have emergency meetings today for rate cuts, I believe. That's what I heard as well. We'll see if that happens. BOJ raises rates so everyone who borrowed has 10% interest. Patrick broke it down crazy. I'm not shocked about any of this. I anticipated it. Just got hit with an ad. Funny with the ad background. The ad lives in the background. What's going on, JJ? I see you. I see you. Ram in the building as well. Kevin, what's the word? Good to see you in the chat. My brother Jude. Did you buy gold? Absolutely not. I'm chilling right now. We getting slaughtered? Definitely for sure. House prices are about to go through the roof. I mean, explain your ideology behind that, Free Zone. Why do you think housing prices are going to go up? Genuinely interested in seeing what your thought process is. Let's see, I do better in a bearish market anyways. That's actually interesting, right? You know what's crazy? Like, more times than not, most traders do have a like predetermined bias, right? Whether it's mainly looking for buys or mainly looking for sells, right? I think most people have a predetermined bias of buys being bullish just because we always want everything to increase. And you can leverage that, right? But it's dope to notice that you know you succeed a lot better in shorting markets and bearish markets, man. Definitely leverage that for sure. 5-minute OB to the moon. Yeah, we did get a 5-minute OB. It wasn't supported by volume, but we did get that 5-minute OB here on gold, right at the lows. Interesting. Let's see. Good video. Holy moly, go. Very informative, especially with your explanation. What if this was all a power move by Japan? Because isn't oil in the yen now? Is oil being traded in the yen? Like, can it be traded in the yen? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It's possible. I think so. I know a lot of economies, have been open to trading in oil. I mean, there was always a long-standing agreement that everything in oil has to be settled in U.S. dollars, but I think that agreement has ended already. Let me just check. Purchase oil in USD. Let's see. Let me see what we got here. Oh, we are looking at some headlines real quick, fam. The U.S. could soon end its restrictions on oil exports put in place in the mid-70s. Lifting the embargo is part of a spending deal. Yeah, it could be that. Definitely could be. All right, let's see. We got, the vibes, Royal in the building. What's going on? Good to see you in the chat. Up 500. Let's go. Damn, Austin up 700. Let's go. Holy moly, y'all not playing. You guys are not playing right now, huh? Come on now. You guys are not playing, huh? All right, let's see. NASDAQ. NASDAQ about to roll back over here. What you told me? Talk to me nice, NASDAQ. What are you trying to do here, buddy? Like, talk to me nice. Like, what are you trying to do right here? Might set the buy stop right below this bad boy over here. Previous 15, man. Let's see what we get here. Boom. W's early, man. Listen, if you can make some W's, guys, in these type of markets, man, shout out to you for real. Yeah, I'm telling you, this NASDAQ look like it just want to flip back bearish here. Like, stops below this previous low. This 1 hour low might not be a bad idea, boy. Sell stop below this low might not be a bad idea. Let me see where we're at here. Yeah, look at the NASDAQ pushing here now. Let's see, are we going to get a trigger line entry on the NASDAQ? Are we going to get a trigger line entry on the NASDAQ? I don't like trading these before the open, but we're literally only 14 minutes out from the open, so we'll see how this plays out here. You're trying to buy the yen futures to fill the fair value and sweep the low on the 5 minutes. Said the yen futures. I don't even got the yen futures up. Oh, yeah, I do, actually. Boom. Let's see, you trying to buy the yen future to fill the fair value gap. Buy the yen future. Let me see, what are you looking at? At 0.7702. Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. I see what you're talking about now. Okay. 0702. swept this low, shifted back to the highs. Didn't break the highs just yet. But we are sweeping lows. Yeah, I wouldn't be upset. I think the yen could do something like this. I mean, it could just obviously continue to go higher off of this. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did come sweep this low right here at 0.00703. And then from there, we go ahead and find some demand to continue to push higher. This is what I think can actually happen in my opinion here. Realistically speaking, I think this is probably the best play for the yens if you want to take advantage of yen strength and what can happen here. So yeah, man, if this does happen, family, expect a lot more weakness in pound yen, dollar yen, and so on and so forth, man, because these things have been tanking. Especially overnight, they fell super hard. I see, we're starting to see this thing rebound, though. We are starting to see this finally start to feel this support. Are we going to really start to see a rebound? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we gotta see how this goes. Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, it's possible, Renee, for sure to get that play. It's definitely possible. Let's see. What else we get here?
We've got passion.
Now, this is an interesting video.
Amazing helped.
All right, this is an interesting video. I was gonna watch this last night. I ended up falling asleep. All right, the title of this video from another one of my, favorite financial channels: Are Republican or Democrat presidents better for the economy? Holy moly, family! Is this gonna be a banger? So if you guys want, I'm gonna leave it up to y'all. If you guys want to watch this video with me on live, or if you guys would rather me watch it by myself, it's fine. I'm fine with that. We could probably watch it after the open though. Wait till the open happens, because that's in about 10 minutes. How long is this video?
We got determination. Like, and if we
Shut up. I don't want to hear you talk. Yeah, these minute ads are crazy, bro. Definitely about to get YouTube Premium. I ain't dealing with this. Wildin'. Yeah, but let me know, fam, if you guys want to watch this. If you guys think we should watch this together here. Are Republican or Democrat presidents better for the economy? That's interesting. I have my idea. Just based off policies that are prioritized. That'll be an interesting video to watch for sure. All right, let's see what we got here. Throw that on for show. Let's watch it. Curious. Have you asked Skaggs about the situation? Yeah, I talked to Skaggs last night. We were on the phone for like an hour and a half. We talked a few things. We talked about a few things, and this whole situation is one of the things we discussed. Let's see. YouTube cracks down with ad blocks, but usually ad blocks find a way around it once it happens within a couple hours. Yeah, that's what it is. I had my ad blocker on too, which is why I never noticed any of the ads. But now they definitely got away from allowing people to use those ad blockers, unfortunately. All right, let's see what we got here, fam. I mean, the Nasdaq is still trying to push up here. What's gold doing? Still pushing? I mean, gold did flip back bearish here. We did get a nice little engulfing candlestick here. This is a nice little engulfing play. Took out previous candle high, flipped back bearish, closed below previous candle low. Yeah, I like those. I like that. And it happened right at a level of support and resistance too. A nice little level of structure that we have here. Not a bad little reaction. Not a bad little reaction. Could just set something like this for gold. Set the buy stop below current candle. Could be something like this. It's a little risky though, because we're still in between the moving averages, so I'm not going to leave it, but don't be surprised if this does start to fall here. US 30, I mean, US 30 is trying. You guys know I'm not touching indices for another 10 minutes anyways, but just watching it. Seeing what we get here. Oil starting to turn around a little bit. Yeah. I mean, how we feeling though, family? How we feeling? Let's see, sir. Please help. My money is on fire. That's a fact, bro. Bro. Yo, Skags, you want to see something freaking like completely disappointing, bro? Like, you want to really look at something completely disappointing, bro? Like, look at Polkadot right now, bro. Like, look at this. Like, what? Like, talk about completely disappointing, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. Like, how did I end up picking now probably the worst layer one to get involved in and put most of my holdings in, bro? Like, this is still my biggest bag that I'm just completely losing value on right now, which is so disappointing, bro. Like, how is Polkadot? You're about to be lower than the low of the bear market, bro. If you really break this low, I'm gonna have to eat ramen noodles for the rest of the week, family. I might have to eat ramen noodles for the next month, for being honest. Like, the way these markets don't turn around, family, y'all gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to set up a GoFundMe just so I can eat. A GoFundMe just so I can buy a whole bunch of ramen. Sheesh. Let's see, I'm about to make a name for myself. I hear that. That's why BTC is king. Why fade the ETF? Hey, you ain't wrong about that. Sheesh. Yo, Solana's $111 right now, bro. What is going on? If this shit gets under 100, family, and you guys are not loading up, huh, I don't know what to tell you. Like I told y'all, Solana's been the only thing I've been accumulating consistently now for the past few months. Is Solana. I don't buy no more Polkadot. I ended up converting a lot of my Polkadot. I told you guys this last week, right? I ended up converting a lot of my Polkadot. Not a lot, actually not a lot. I did convert maybe like 20% of my holdings from Polkadot into Solana. And they're both getting destroyed. So I'm down on both of those positions right now. But Solana should rebound a lot better. This Polkadot's just been super disappointing. I gotta blame my uncle for that one. I really only found Polkadot because my uncle. He called it the God coin one day. And then I started to call it the God coin. And it's not acting godly whatsoever. Leave that, right? Crazy. Alright, let's see what we got here though, family man. Family man, YM, we're still about 6 minutes out from the open here, family. Gold is trying to push here. Again, if we do get a trigger line entry, I'm definitely not going to shy away from taking it. You know, especially with just how bearish these markets are. I mean, obviously there could be a chance now where we do find a low, right? Because we have been selling off aggressively, but if we do get that trigger line entry, I'm going to have to just take the sell regardless and just deal with the outcome. Win or loss, who cares? Who cares? We're going to see how this stuff plays out here, family. We're going to be patient, man. Cash is king right now, or what? I mean, it's hard to argue against that. But, like, the question is like cash is king right now, or was cash king just, like, 48 hours, 72 hours ago? Right? Because now, I mean, think about it, right? A lot of people are really, let's just talk about the S&P real quick, right? Looking at the S&P, like, this is a very aggressive drop here. Like, a very aggressive drop. Right? I mean, and this is the same thing for every indice. During periods like this, you should have gotten out all the way up here. Right? Like obviously, it's, who knows when shit like this is going to happen. Right? And especially knowing how to time it perfectly is damn near impossible to do. The time this sell-off is very hard. You should have got out up here. Right? Now, trying to get out down here is doing what most rookies do. Right, most rookies want to get out after this shit already dropped 15-20%. Like, the S&P right now is literally down 8% just from the sell-off, down around 10% from the highs. So yeah, if you could have timed it up here, that would have been the best time to get it. Like, if you were Warren Buffett, like, Warren Buffett timed this shit damn near perfectly from when he started selling Apple stock and started liquidating. Like, Warren Buffett's sitting on like $280 billion worth of cash. That's what it'd be. Billion. Right, so he timed it. That man got out up here at the top. Now he could buy back in to, let's say, I mean, he sold 50% of his Apple. He sold his Apple, again, damn near at the highs. Now he could technically buy back in and get a 20% better pricing, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, to answer your question, is cash king? According to Warren Buffett, it is. Do you trust me or you trust Warren Buffett? right? Because I don't know, I'm chilling. I ain't trying to make no rash, no emotional decisions and liquidate everything, because that's just gonna really haunt you. If the market does already, decide to turn back around and rebound here, it's gonna haunt you like crazy. So, right, look at this. Apple's expected to open up below $200 pre-market. That's crazy to me. Insane. So yeah, man. Let's see. Once Iran attacks Israel, buy everything and prosper. Get in when the climax news is the worst. You're welcome. Enjoy stream. Go prep for the big storm. Yeah, I'm gonna go prep for the big storm. Facts. This guy gave us the Matrix Infinite Money glitch code. It was showing us how to input the code. Hey man, I'll take that. Shit, we'll take that. Yeah, I mean, we gotta see here, family. We gotta see. We are about 2 minutes out from the open. I do want to watch this video. Is about 20 minutes long though, so it might be a little tough. Oh, he goes to all presidents. He goes to President Carter, Ronald Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Bush Jr., Obama, Trump, Biden, and the final summary. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a good video right here, family. This is gonna be a good video right here. But let's see how the open plays out first. Let's see the open first, and then we'll really get into the question of, are Republican or Democrat presidents better for the economy? Family, before we even get to this video though, what are your guys' honest thoughts about it? What are you guys' thoughts on this real quick? Let's see how I make a poll on this shit again. Start a poll. Let's see. Are Republicans, I want to make sure we ask this before we even bring this up. Are Republicans or Democrats better for the economy? Republican. I'm making a poll real quick, family. Give me a second. Making a poll. Democrats. There we go. Go ahead and answer this in the chat, family. And as you guys answer, go ahead and take some time to smash that like button as well, family. We have 3 times the amount of viewers to watch or to like videos. To amount of live viewers to the actual likes, that correlation don't make sense, family. Come on, go ahead and smash that like button and answer the question for me one time for your boy. I appreciate y'all so much, man. You guys are absolutely spectacular. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see, 11 votes so far. Come on, keep the votes going, family. Keep the votes. We need at least 20, 30 votes. Come on. Come on, keep the votes going, family. Keep the votes going. Let's see, commodities are king. You want to tell that to gold? You want to tell that to oil? Because oil's getting slaughtered and gold is getting slaughtered. It's tough to say anything right now is king. Honestly, right now what's king is the Japanese yen. Like, the Japanese yen is king right now. Like, obviously cash is just cash, right? Like, in terms of like currencies, the Japanese yen is definitely king right now. That shit going crazy. Going crazy. Let's see, I'm prime real estate if I ran a tax. Yeah, probably. I could have sworn from your live from about 2 years ago where you said a Republican will raise the Dixie value while a Democrat will lower the value. It was something similar to that, right? Because there was actually a chart that I used to share back in the day that just talks about how an economy really does, based on whose office, right? On whose office and their policies that they focus on, it really does dictate how these markets can react. Let's see. Real question is, are globalists or nationalists better for the economy? That's a great question as well. That's a great question as well. No cap, that is. Another question too, which, I mean, this one is kind of like very obvious, but like, this does have to do, again, it's like you could say this is a political based one. But are socialist or capitalist better for an economy? Like, this is like basic, like this is like an obvious answer, right? But it's also like ties into like the Democrats versus Republican argument here, right? Because Democrats are very much, and I don't want to, I gotta be careful what I say, bro. It's crazy, fam. Like, every time I do a stream and we talk about politics, there's always somebody in my comments, bro, that sends me a message, or somebody in my messages It just feels away, bro. Like, boy, it get. All right, listen. So again, I'm not trying to offend anybody with what I say here. I'm just speaking my opinions, and they're only opinions. So if you don't agree with my opinion, trust me, you don't have to jump in my inbox, in my messages, and attack me. I get it. It's my opinion. You have yours. But boy, I swear, family, if you don't agree with everybody, boy, they go down your throat. Sheesh. So yeah, the real question that we need to think about here in the States: what is better for our economy? Socialism, capitalism? That's the real question here. Stay woke. Stay woke. Do y'all research on both of those if y'all don't know what the difference is between capitalism and socialism. Because one side stands with capitalism and the other side is very much on the socialistic path, you could say. So, yeah. All right, so fam, we did get 21 votes here. We still are... Actually, the open just happened as well. Let's take a look at the open, and then we'll talk about those results, and then we'll get into the video real quick. So let's see, US 30 spiking down here on the open. The NASDAQ is not really doing... I mean, we did get that 5-minute trigger, though, right before the open, though. See, now, with that 5-minute trigger right here, family, that we got, I mean, we didn't get a top wick on that candle, which is kind of concerning, but I wouldn't be opposed to, like, setting a buy stop now, like, below this current candle low here, because if this does flip back bearish, I think there is a possible opportunity that this does just continue to drop here. If it doesn't flip bearish and it just flies, then that's cool. We're not in it anyways, right? But I think I'd rather definitely set a buy stop below here just to see if it does turn back around. If it don't, so be it. Shit. If it don't, so be it. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this right here. But I did set a sell stop for now, family. I don't know. Depending on how what price action does, I'll delete it if anything. But I want to make sure if this stuff falls that we are ready to get involved. Because I think if this does turn back around here, it might turn around really hard. If it does continue to just increase to the upside, then that's cool. Again, we're not in the trade anyways. So we'll see how that goes. In terms of gold, what are we doing? Gold is still holding. I mean, we ain't break below the trigger line just yet. You know, but a close below 24.23 could be, in my opinion, pretty solid play here as well. Let's see what we get there on gold. Let's see what I get there on gold. All right, NASDAQ, what you doing? You just keep on going up? That's cool. Do your thing. Do your thizzle. Let me set an alert as well, so in case it does flip back down, we can get alerted about it. All right, perfect. Cool. We got all that out the way. So we got this sell stop here set up. We did get a 5-minute engulfing back to the upside here, though. See, now this closure looks very bullish if you ask me. I'm going to continue to hold my sell stop there, but the way we just closed, bullish engulfing, supported by volume, I still think it's going to probably get erased, but hey, we'll see. We shall see what we get. Make sure, is my sell stop in a decent spot? Yeah, it is. It is. We'll see. We'll see. Boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna try to go for 1,000 this trade. I need $1,000 real quick. We need to pass this challenge, family. This is where we're at. Updated stats real quick. Updated stats from this account that we've been trading together. These are all the trades, family, that we've taken on stream for the past 30 days because I didn't document the first 2 months of us trading together. But this is for the last 30 days, or at least, yeah, literally the last 30 days. Our first trade here was 7.3, so we're at 8.5. So last 30 days is pretty much all the trades that we've taken so far here live on stream. As you guys can see, we took in we took around what, 20 trades. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of those 20 winners, 7 losses. Hey, that's not bad, man. Currently, this account is at 52,000. This is a prop firm account. 52,243. So we only need $700 to pass, bro. We're right there. Like, we are so close. Like, we are right there. We're passing that this week. Faux show. So we can hurry up and get funded. Absolutely. Come on now. Let's see. He said we need Kanye in office. What the hell? Oh, man. What's going on, AJ? Good to see you in the chat, man. Good to see you in the chat, bro. I think if we could put a cap on capitalism, like major hedge funds and investors should be able to have hundreds of millions in single family. Listen, I'm gonna make it very clear. I'm gonna make it very clear right now. I'm all for capitalism. all for capitalism in every way possible, every way, shape, or form. For sure. Why? Because capitalism is what builds countries. Right? Capitalism is what builds countries. It's what makes this world go around. Socialism is what destroys countries. Stay woke. Just want to make this very clear. Right? I am for capitalism because I know what it does. So, I don't think I want to put a cap on capitalism, bro. I don't think I do. Let's see. Literally go Google what have been the best economic years since the 70s till now. You see the best years have been under Dem. It's not an opinion. I mean, we'll check that, George. We'll check that. I know you're heavy on that side, George, and I respect your opinion, my brother. But we'll see, because I highly doubt that. But we'll see. We'll definitely listen. We got this dope video that we're about to watch as well together, and we'll see. Right? Obviously, everything is opinion based. I mean, not always. You can obviously look at the facts as well, which I haven't done. I haven't went back to the 70s and looked at that stuff. But we'll get into that. All right, we'll get into that. Oh, show. So, George, serious question, George. And are you for capitalism or socialism, George? Serious question. The 90s was our best year under Clinton. What makes the 90s our best years? Like, based off what? Based off what? Based off what backing? Let's see. I feel like we just got off topic sometimes, bro. Some people want to talk about trading more than the politics. I totally understand that you have that freedom. Just my opinion. Don't be mad. Oh, I'm never jad, JJ. Trust me, I know, right? But politics plays into trading, which is why we talk about it. Like, you guys don't understand, right? Who's in office and the policies behind it, or just even the run up into a presidential election with all this uncertainty and all that stuff affects our markets, right? It affects what we trade. Right, so politics kind of goes hand in hand with the markets because it's going to directly affect these markets for sure, which is why I like to talk about it a little bit more. Because if we have understanding of a little bit of politics, you don't have to go too crazy. But if you really understand the various policies that certain people in office make and focus on and prioritize, you understand what these markets can do as well. So, but we're seeing, family, everything is going, man. Everything is finally a little turning around right here. Gold is pushing up here. US 30 starting to push. NASDAQ is pushing as well. The S&P is starting to push. Oh, man. Look at these things start to rebound real quick. Okay, I see you. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Let's see. NAS pushing. Yep. Got to correlate with other events also. Yep. What prop firm are you using? This is from Apex, the one you guys are watching. Apex, which is a futures prop firm. I'm a capitalist myself as a business. Yeah, I think every entrepreneur, honestly, is a capitalist, to be honest with you. The music, I'm pro-capitalism, but I'm not pro-unfettered capitalism. That becomes problematic. I could see that. I wonder what an early 1900s presidential cabinet would do in this situation. That's an interest. I mean, there has been. I mean, you can literally go back in time and see it. You can go back in time and see, obviously, when market sell-offs occur, crashes, recessions, see who was in office, and you can see all that stuff, right? Which is kind of cool. Let's see, web trader, I'm for capitalism. I am too, bro. I am too. All right, so family, we're gonna continue to watch this. We'll see if this market does decide to turn back around here. Like, I wouldn't, like, boy. I don't know. We'll see. Like, are we? Is this stuff setting up for? Are we actually gonna continue bullish for a lot of this stuff, or is this just a little short-term correction here? Getting ready for the next sell-off. Let's see how this stuff plays out here. 15-minute time frame. 15-minute. We're all rejecting off the 50. Yeah, we'll see. If this 5-minute on the Nasdaq engulfs the previous one, like if this ends up falling back below the moving averages, I'm taking that sell all day long, family. Just so you guys are aware. If it falls back below the moving averages, I'm most likely gonna take that sell. So we'll see what happens here. Is Apex for futures only? Yeah, Apex is for futures only. Yeah. So what would you say your overall buys on indices? Are you still leaning buys, or are you switching over to bearish for the meantime? I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, to be honest with you, bro. Like, obviously, just looking at technicals, from a technical perspective, we have been selling off like crazy. From a technical perspective, we are about to get to a point where we could potentially see a major sweep of liquidity right below this structure low at 17,100. Right, so we are getting to areas of interest that I think we can get to that could possibly bring us back up. But boy, these markets are chaotic, bro. These markets are crazy right now, man. A lot of stuff is happening. So I'm still leaning toward for now, right? For today, tomorrow could be different. For today, I still kind of like the continuations here, right? Like I really would like to see the Nasdaq reach towards the 17,100 personally, right? So that's what I would like. Just because what I like doesn't mean it's gonna happen though. But that's what I would like. I would like for us to make another leg lower, 17,100. Like, that's what I want to take us to take out this equal low right here. Like why would we leave these equal lows behind? So yeah, if we do come back below here, man, we get back below my moving averages, guys, which we are pushing down. I will be taking the sell and I'll be targeting down to 17,108. That's if it gives it to us. If it doesn't, then we just don't take no trade, man. Be like that. It's be like that. See, I personally am feeling bearish for the meantime until I see a big shift back up. Yeah, I mean, that's essentially, I think that's how most people are probably feeling. Now, there are others that are already obviously looking like, okay, you know what? We sold off. We have to get ready to buy next. Like, we're going to find a support. And to be fair, we could. You know what I'm saying? Like, the NASDAQ right now is starting to build some structure. Like, what if we do fall off like this? Give me the sell that I want. Get to that 17,000 area, which is a very interesting level of structure. And then we do something like this. See, if we get structure like this, I'm bullish, right? Because then at that point, I'm going to be assuming that we're going to go into this markup phase, right? But again, we're not there just yet. But this is what I would like to see overall. Something like this. Take out the lows, bounce off to 17,100, and then eventually this can act as a spring if you understand Wyckoff logic and you understand the concept of accumulation, right? In a bullish cycle, or at least even when we're about to go into a bullish trend. This, in my opinion, could be the spring, and then the market really starts to mark up. So that's what I'm looking at, man. I wouldn't be opposed to something like this whatsoever here. It's just we gotta see if the market's gonna give it to us or not. That's really what it comes down to. Yeah. All right. So let's see, family. We got 30 votes, 34 votes, right? 76% voted that Republicans are better for the economy, while 24% said Democrats are better for the economy. Cool, right? You know what? I'm gonna change the title of this live stream. We're gonna name it exactly just that. Are Republican or Democrat presidents better for the economy? Let's see if this title brings in more newer faces, man. Let's see. All right, now in the meantime, family, let's go ahead and watch this video. I am going to continue to watch the markets. You guys will know if I do decide to place a trade or anything. Absolutely will. But I do want to go ahead and watch this video with you guys. Obviously, the title is Are Republican or Democrat presidents better for the economy? All right, so let's go ahead and watch this, family. If you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, obviously drop them in the chat. I'm still reading the chat. Still looking for trades over here on my other screen, so we still operating like we need to, family. But let's watch this together and see what they say, man.
Economy,
Oh,
Republicans
and before we even get into this though, as far as I'm from what I've been told, matter of fact, I want to ask you guys this question before I even get into that, and then we'll get into this video. Who do you guys consider as the best president we've ever had? Have you guys ever thought about that? Like, who is considered the best president that we've ever had? Let me see. Can I actually ask ChatGPT that? Who is considered the best president of all time? Let me see what we got here. What's up, ChatGPT? How you feeling, big homie? How you feeling today, man? This is how you gotta talk to AI, family. Like, I actually talk to it like as a real human. I'm telling y'all, like, that's how you get the best result. That's amazing, man. Quick question. Are you familiar with all of the presidents of the U.S.? Let's see what we get here. Yes, I'm familiar. Obviously, you already have a specific question about them? Yes, I do. Who do you consider, or let me see. Well, how can we ask this? Is there a way, I mean, they're probably going to say like by popularity and shit like that. Is there a way to determine who the best president who has been, I can't type, family, who has been the best president for the U.S. since Washington? Washington was the first president, right? Let's see what AI is. I don't know if they're able to determine this, but let's see what they say. And as it thinks that through, let me see what you guys are talking about real quick. Let me see what you can talk about real quick. The best. Let's see. If the United States wants to be strong overall, where things are stable and balanced, the Republicans must join forces. I agree with that, bro. Like, I wish it was that simple, right? Where we could just say, hey, everybody just, hey. You know what I'm saying? That would be crazy. Let's see. They say Roosevelt. Roosevelt. You guys think Roosevelt's the best president? Let's see what we got here. All right, here are determining the best is subjective and depends on the criteria used. Various historians, politicians, scientists, blah, 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 blah. However, some presidents frequently rank high in many assessments. They got Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln. Number one. Now, everything is obviously objective and subjective, but Franklin D. Roosevelt. George Washington. They got some oldies, man. These are all old heads. All right, cool. What about out of the presidents from the last 20 years, who can be considered the best? Evaluating the best president of the last 20 years. Yeah, these are the last 4 presidents. Okay. You said only president I remember is Bill as my first. Rabbit hole, all the presidents are related by late cousins? What the hell? By being late cousins? That's crazy. All right, let's see. All right, let's go through. These are the last 4 presidents that we've had, dating all the way back to George W. Bush Jr. Accomplishments: leadership during 9/11 attacks, initiating the war on terror, significant tax cuts, education reform, Medicare Part D, the Iraq War, handling of Hurricane Katrina, the financial. Yeah, Bush did go through a lot, boy. Yeah, that man, it was a time for Bush, boy. Obama passage of the Affordable Care Act, economy recovery following the Great Recession, the killing of Osama bin Laden, Dodd-Frank financial reform. I'm not a fan of that Dodd-Frank Act. Hell no, get that out of here. The Paris Climate Agreement, use of drone strikes, handling a Syrian civil war, criticizing over the Affordable Care Act. Okay. Tax cuts and job acts, criminal justice reform, significant deregulation, Middle East peace agreements, which I wish we freaking still had. Operation Warp Speed, impeachments, handling of COVID, rhetoric and conduct, relations with NATO and traditional allies. And then we got Biden, the American Rescue Plan, infrastructure and investments and job acts, chips and science, Inflation Reduction Act, handling of the Afghanistan withdrawal, border inflation, economic challenges. I don't think they're going to tell us which one is the best, though. Okay. Okay. You know what? Let's actually ask ChatGPT this question. As soon as, like, let's ask this main question that we have here. Are Republican or Democrat presidents for the economy? Let's see what we got here. Freemasons run the country anyway. Stay woke. Listen, and if it's, I don't know if it's truly Freemasons. It might be, but it's definitely a group of people that truly run the shot. Like, you guys don't realize, family, like, there are certain people that, again, have a lot more control over the government that aren't even a part of the government no more. Stay woke. Stay woke. Let's see. Determining whether Republican or Democrat presidents are better for the economy is complex and often depends on various factors, including metrics to use economic performance, the specific policies implemented in the broader economic context during each administration. Both parties have overseen periods of economic growth and downturn. Here are some key points to consider. Common metrics used to evaluate economic performance, including GDP, unemployment, stock market, inflation, and budget deficits. Okay. Historical overview. Republican presidents. Ronald Reagan, known for significant tax cuts, deregulation, and a strong economic recovery. You know what's crazy? When I do ask people, especially a lot of the older, like my father and my uncles and people that are actually aware, like older heads, right? Which I'm technically an older head too now, but like when I ask people that are 40 and above, at least the people that I've spoke to, they all consider Reagan as one of the best. Stay woke. Like they all consider Reagan, Ronald Reagan, as one of the best presidents of all time. Whether you agree, your choice, But yeah, that's pretty much where that is. All right, let's see. George H.W. Bush faced a recession, but also oversaw the end of the Cold War, experienced economic growth in the early 10s, blah, blah, blah. Saw significant and low unemployment pre-COVID, followed by a sharp recession due to the pandemic. Oversaw significant economic budget surpluses and low unemployment rates during the 90s tech boom. Inherited the Great Recession and implemented policies leading to a slow but steady economic recovery. Focus on COVID-19. Several studies have analyzed economic performance under different administrations. For example, a 2016 study by Princeton economists Alan Blinder and Mark Watson found that since World War II, the U.S. economy has performed better on average under Democrat presidents compared to Republican presidents in terms of GDP growth, job creation, and stock market performance. Look at this. Ronald Reagan, the actor. I must have been left out the loop on Biden's rescue plan. Yeah. Look at this, though, family. According to AI, from a study done in 2016 by Princeton economists, under Democratic presidents, stay woke. However, they study also know that many factors influenced economic performance are beyond the president's control. Let's see. Other analysts point out that Democrat presidents often inherit economies in recessions. That's tough. And Republican presidents in periods of growth, complicating the correct. That's tough. Imagine being a Democratic president. You know you're about to come in and inherit a freaking recession. Boy, that's tough. All right, let's get right to the video, family. Let's get into it. Let me just take a quick look at the markets real quick. So the NASDAQ is still pushing up here. US 30 is not really doing too much. The S&P is, I mean, it's pushing up technically, not doing too much neither. Gold is also pretty much chilling here, family, not really doing too much. I am going to set I think I'm going to set this pending order on gold, though. I think I might want to set the pending order on gold to buy stop below the lows here. Or at least not below the ultimate lows, but below the 24.25. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna set an alert. I'm gonna set an alert. Let me see. I'm gonna set an alert. So we get down there, boy, we're gonna be in good shape. Yeah, if we get down there, I'll be ready. Let's go ahead and watch this now, family, and see what we got.
Democrats, the left or the right, blue or red? Well, many people have many opinions about this, but in this video, we're going to actually answer this definitively. Is a Republican president or a Democratic president actually better for the economy, or is it possible that they're just two sides to the exact same coin? No difference whatsoever. We're going to look at the facts. We're going to look at the data. We're going to go back to the last 40 years and examine every single president and how the economy did through 7 different factors underneath every single president, average them together to be able to come up with an actual answer. For our presidents, this is our lineup. On the Republican side, we've got Reagan, Bush #1, Bush #2, and Trump. And then on the Democrat side, we have Carter, Clinton, Obama, and Biden. Now, some of the stats we're going to look at are average per year for the president, and then some of the stats are going to be the cumulative total change underneath their terms. And you'll see here that it actually is fair, even though some presidents had 1 term, some presidents had 2, because if you look at the Republican side, we've got Reagan and Bush #2 as 2.
Family, out of this lineup right here, man, who you taking? Boy, this is a crazy comparison, right? Like the Republicans, we got the George Bushes, we got Reagan, Trump. Who's this? I think there's Jimmy Carter up here. Clinton, Biden, Obama. Like, what? This is a crazy comparison between these 4.
2-term presidents. We've got Bush #1 and Trump as 1-term presidents. And on the Democrat side, we've got Carter and Biden as 1-term presidents, and then Clinton and Obama both as 2-term presidents. So for both Republicans and Democrats, we've got 2 1-term presidents, and we've got 2 2-term presidents. So the total years under the left and the right are going to average out together. We're going to come up with some very good, solid, data-driven answers here. And for each president, we are going to look at 7 economic factors. We're going to look at GDP, national debt, inflation, stock market, real estate, real household income growth, and then real household net worth growth. We're gonna go from oldest to most recent, starting off with Jimmy Carter. Underneath President Jimmy Carter, we had an average GDP growth rate of 2.8% per year. The national debt increased by 42.7% underneath Jimmy Carter's watch. And if that sounds like a lot to you, just hang on to your pants because some of these numbers are going to be absolutely outrageous. If we break that down by year, it was 9.57% per year on average underneath Carter. And because Carter's presidency was coming off of the back of the 70s, we had a very high inflation rate on average of 9.9% underneath Carter. However, we had decent stock market average returns at 6.9% per year. And this is a chart of what the stock market looked like underneath Jimmy Carter. And if you're looking at that chart and thinking there's no way that that was an average 6.9% return because it looks basically flat, now you know the difference between average annual return and compounded annual growth rate. Those are very important for your investing. You should do some research on that. If we look at real estate average returns, it was 1.4% underneath Carter. Median household income growth was on average 1.32%. If you look at this chart, it does break it down by ethnicity, going from 1967 through 2022, just so you can get an overall view of what it looks like overall. But it was 1.32% per year under Carter. And if you contrast that with the real median household net worth growth, we saw a 9.67% increase on average of household net worth under Carter. So overall, not too bad. Not great, not terrible, but it really just serves as a baseline as we start looking at the following presidents. And up next, we have President Ronald Reagan. This is considered to be the best president by many boomers who are conservative or right-leaning, which is ironic considering many of them also say that fiscal responsibility is one of the most important things for a government. We're going to be looking at some shocking numbers underneath Reagan. All right.
That's what I was saying. I told y'all, like, most people that I talk to say that Reagan is probably the best president. But that's probably honestly coming from conservatives.
So 3.6% GDP growth, not too shabby, but holy cow, a 186% increase in the U.S. national debt, starting off at a little over $800,000, ending at $2.8 trillion. Again, 186% increase in the national debt under just one president. That's a record. And if we break this down by year, that was on average 13.7% increase per year, with the inflation rate falling to an average of 4.6% underneath his presidency. And the stock market had great returns, averaging 10.2%. And this is what the stock market chart looked like underneath his term. While real estate did well during some years, poor during others, he averaged 1.4%, and median household income growth was a paltry 0.61%, while household net worth growth was 8%. And if you're wondering why I'm showing the inflation numbers on these charts as well, it's so that you can get an idea of what the nominal numbers were, what the inflation numbers were, and then I'm stating the real numbers, which are nominal adjusted for inflation. So we had some absolutely staggering numbers underneath of Reagan, but let's not stop there. Up next, we have Bush number one, Bush Sr., George H.W. Bush. Per year, we got a growth rate of 1.8% for GDP under Bush Sr., with national debt growth of 54% total. But remember, this was only just one term. So if we break that down by year, that is still 11% per year. The inflation rate was 4.3%, about the same as his predecessor, with stock market returns of 11%. And this is what the chart for the stock market looked like underneath Bush Sr., and the first president in our lineup with a negative real estate average return at negative 2.5%. And for those of you who are younger and don't remember, this was Bush Sr. This was not the financial crisis when the real estate market crashed. This was back in 89 through 93. Median household income growth was also slightly negative, coming in at negative 0.75% per year, while the median household net worth grew 4.79% on average per year. Now we get to old Jeffrey's best friend in the blue dress, Mr. President Bill Clinton, claiming a GDP growth rate of 4%, while only increasing the national debt by 32% under his entire 2 terms. Absolutely fantastic numbers there. Only 4.19% per year on average. Inflation was also lower underneath his watch at 2.6%, while stock market averaged 15% per year on average. Sheesh. This is what the stock market chart looked like under President Clinton, and real estate did 2.25% on average.
15% is crazy though.
As well. The median household income grew by 1.29% per year, and the household net worth grew by 5.56% per year. And now we're moving into a little bit more familiar territory for many folks, especially considering the financial crisis happened underneath this next president's watch. That is no other than Bush Jr. GDP grew on average 2.4% under George W. Bush, while he increased the U.S. national debt a whopping 105%, which averages out to about 8.4% per year, growing from around $6 trillion at the start to about $12 trillion at the end of his term. The inflation rate was 2.8% on average during his presidency, and the stock market returned a negative 2.3%, which is understandable considering the stock market had a severe crash at the end of his presidency from the financial crisis. This is what the chart of the stock market looked like during his presidency. You see the crash there at the end. And surprisingly, he still eked out a real estate average return that was positive at 1.22%, despite the fact that the housing crisis happened underneath his watch as well. Median household income declined by 0.2% increased to 6% underneath his watch, starting off at about 66,300 and ending at 65,850. Median household net worth still grew though, about 3% per year. On average, it was $426,000 at the beginning of his presidency, and at his end, it was about $427,000. Now, moving on from Bush to Obama, hopefully this is going to start to bust some myths that people have held about the differences between presidents and policies. Because as we'll see is a relatively common theme moving forward through the rest of the presidents, it seems like it's just everybody playing a game of bigger or bigger. GDP growth under Obama was a normal 2.3%, while he increased the US national debt by 70% across 2 terms, which averages about 8.28%. The national debt started off at around 12 trillion underneath his watch and ended at about 20 trillion. The inflation rate averaged 1.4% under Obama, while the stock market averaged 12.8%. This was largely helped by the recovery from the bottom of the financial crisis where his term began. Real estate averaged a 1.17% average annual return, while the median household income grew by 0.97% per year, starting off at around 65,850 and ending his presidency around 72,000. And the median household net worth grew by 5.3% on average per year, starting off at around 527,000 and ending at 818,000. Moving on from there to the orange man himself, we get to Donald Trump.
Nah,
the GDP growth.
He said to the orange man himself is crazy. He said, moving on to the orange man himself.
Growth averaging
What?
2.3%. And this is, again, going to come as a shock to some people that the GDP growth has basically been the same this entire time. We have not seen any really crazy outliers. The US national debt increased by 40%. You may look at 40% and think, oh man, well, that's really nothing. But again, remember, this was just one term. That average was 8.06%, which is pretty close to the past few presidents. The national debt started off at $20 trillion. And when he left office, it was closer to $28 trillion. The inflation rate was 1.9% underneath Trump. And the stock market average returns of 13.6%. This is what the chart of the stock market looked like during Trump's presidency, and real estate average returns of 5.5%. The median household income growth was 1.55% on average during his presidency, starting off at $72,000 per household, ending at $76,000. And the median household net worth grew by 8.3%, starting off at $818,000, ending at $1.15 million. Now, I just realized I didn't explain this earlier, so I'll explain it now why I'm using average numbers in some places and median numbers in other places. For those of you who are not familiar, average you get by taking the total of every single one, adding them up together, then dividing by the total number of units, and you get the average. So to get the average score in a test room, you take the score from every single student, add it up together, then divide by the number of students, and you get an average of 96% or whatever the average is. That works when outliers are not possible. So you're never going to get one student who gets 1,000,000% on one test, skewing the entire classroom's results. So in any area where you could have outliers, where one year or one student or one number could skew the results to the upside, then it's more helpful to use the median if you're trying to get a good look at what the typical number is. Median just means you line everybody up and take the middle person and see what the number is. So where possible, or if more applicable, I'm using the median numbers, and if it's not possible, then I just have to use the average. And now let's move on to the current president. Maybe not for long, we'll see Mr. Joe Biden. GDP growth has been 2.2% per year, with a national debt growth so far of 21.8%. On average, that has been about 7.41% per year, starting off at 28 trillion, and to date, it is at a little over 34 trillion. The inflation rate back up to some higher numbers that we haven't seen in quite a few presidents at 5.7%, with the stock market average returns at 11.1%. This is what the chart of the stock market has looked like so far under Biden, and real estate has returned 4.42% on average. Median household income growth was negative 1.36%. We only have the data up to 2022, but on a real inflation-adjusted basis, median household income has actually declined. And the median household net worth has actually declined as well, going from 1.15 million down to 1.06 million. This is why I specified just now about median versus average, because this is not the result of the left-leaning agenda to rob from the rich and give to the poor. That is the median number. So it's taking the middle person. It's not being skewed by billionaires losing money. And now for the final summary, taking a look at all that data, because you're probably looking at it through your biases, and one was a financial crisis, one had a war, one had this, one had that. Guess what? We're going to look at the raw data. We're going to put it all together. We're going to summarize, we're going to average it and see who actually is better or worse for the economy, the left or the right. Getting rid of all the noise, summarizing it together. To start off, we are going to look at the GDP growth over the last 40 years. Overall was 2.68% per year. So that was the total on average the entire time. For Republicans, they got an average of 2.53%, which means Democrats got 2.83%. So the winner for GDP growth is the Democrats. And yes, 2.53%, 2.83%, very, very similar, but there's still a slight edge there, so Democrats get the win for GDP. Next one, we've got the US national debt, which over the last 40 years has grown on average 8.86%. Of that overall average, Republicans are responsible for 10.35% average annual national debt growth, whereas Democrats are responsible for 7.36% average annual national debt growth, which means Democrats claim the win for the US national debt growth as well. I can feel some people sweating already, starting to write the comments. This data must be wrong. Don't worry, we're not done yet. Let's move on to the next one, the inflation rate. Overall, over the last 8 presidents, we've seen an average of 4.15% average inflation rate. Republicans responsible for 3.4%, with Democrats coming in responsible for 4.9%, giving the win for inflation to the Republicans. Next up, let's take a look at the stock market. The stock market median returns for the last 40 years have been 9.8% per year, with Republicans responsible for 10.2% per year, while Democrats responsible for 8.9% per year, giving the stock market average returns as a win to Republicans. And again, the note there for using median numbers for the stock market: number 1, using compounding annual growth rate there. Number 2, using median to eliminate the skew from any outliers. If there was 1 year with a crash, 1 year with a big spike, if that were to skew the results, that is eliminated by choosing median numbers here. Again, median is more reflective of the typical experience if you have the potential for one piece of the data to be an outlier to skew the results of the average. Next, we have the real estate average returns coming in.
Family. Give me 1 segundo.
0.41% returns for coming in a piece of the data to be an outlier to skew the results of the average. Next, we have the real estate average returns coming in overall at 1.84%, with Republicans seeing 1.41% returns for real estate and Democrats seeing 2.27%, giving the win for real estate average returns to the Democrats. Next up, we have the real inflation-adjusted median household income growth. The overall income growth has been a paltry 0.42% on average. Republicans responsible for 0.29% of that, and Democrats responsible for 0.56% of that, giving the win for income growth to Democrats. Slight edge there. Even though 0.29 and 0.56 are both absolutely terrible for real income growth over the years, slight win to the Democrats there. All right, last one but not least, the inflation-adjusted median household net worth growth. Overall, we've seen a 5.46% growth in median household net worth. 6.06% of that is Republicans, and Democrats, we see a 4.87% growth, giving the win for net worth to Republicans. So there were 7 pieces of data here. Obviously, there's going to be one winner. I'm sure if we included different factors, you could find more that were on the Republican side. You could probably find more that were on the Democrat side. I'm sure if you looked at average versus median on some of these factors, you could come up with your own results, but this takes away a lot of the noise. You can see from this chart, these numbers are all extremely similar. And whether each economic factor benefits you or does not benefit you depends on you, which means that you might look at this chart and say, hey, Democrats are better for the economy. Other people might look at this and say Republicans are better for the economy. But guess what? Neither of them actually are, because when you take a look at the GDP growth, which is almost identical, the national debt growth, the income growth versus the net worth growth, the only thing that presidents or any governments can do in order to influence any of these numbers is rob Peter to pay Paul. Democrats tax more and then they spend more. Republicans borrow more and they spend more. Both taking from one group of people in order to benefit another. Both parties increase the debt. Both parties increase the spending. Both parties increase the theft. Both parties keep the good numbers going up just enough to keep people just satisfied enough that they don't revolt. Because even the Democrats' numbers of 0.56% median income growth per year is absolutely despicable. Which brings me to my final point. Nobody is coming to save you. It doesn't matter who wins the next election or who loses. It won't materially change anything for you, your income, your net worth, your wealth, unless you choose to be a slave to the government. Unless you choose to live your life in a way where the only way you benefit is to have the third party, the man with the gun, the government with the monopoly on violence, rob Peter to pay you Paul. And that is a terrible way to live. So instead of hoping that somebody will get elected that will make changes that will benefit me, especially at the expense of somebody else, we can ignore it. And we can just decide, I'm going to control the controllables. I'm going to focus on the things that I do that produce results. I'm going to make my life better and make the lives of those around me better. But unfortunately, hoping that the next president to get into power is going to radically change your life for the better is a fool's errand. But if you'd like me to help you keep an eye on the...
Nah, he went crazy. That's a great way to end the video. Holy moly. I really like how he just ended that video. No cap. He's like, listen, I did all this just to give you guys a little, a little talking points, but at the end of the day, Comes down to you. Like, it comes down to you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I didn't even know I was in a trade. What the hell? It comes down to you at the end of the day. Like, that's really what they're talking about, right? Like, you at the end of the day. Do what's best for you at the end of the day. That's crazy. Nah, that's a dope video, though. That's a dope video. Let me see. Where's the chart at, though? I want to see the last chart. Like, this is like the last, based off the topics that he chose: GDP, national debt, inflation, stock market, real estate, real median house growth, house income growth, and obviously real net worth growth. How you guys feel about these, family? How you guys feel about this? What is the name of this video on the presidential comparison? It's Are Republicans or Democrats presidents better for the economy? I'll send this in the link. I'll send this in the chat. I'll send this in the chat. I send it in the chat, baby. There you go. So that video is in the chat. This is actually a very good video. That's why I like, listening to this guy right here, right? Mr. Hearsay Joe Brown from Hearsay Financial. He talks about a lot of topics that we should be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I highly encourage you guys, if you want to get better with fundamental analysis, this is another one of those channels, man, that will definitely do that. Like, he talks about a lot of stuff. Why the U.S. Treasury is backing back its own bonds. Why the best investors study economics, life insurance, taxes, and Trump. Can money buy it? Like, this dude is pretty good. So there's a little plug for you, Joe. You owe me some money, buddy. You owe me some money, buddy. Let me show my face back on the screen now that we are here. All right, let's see. Interesting, guys. And let's go back and see what the markets are doing now, right? And if you guys do enjoy that, do you guys like doing that, family, where we actually just watch videos together like that? Because I've always wanted to do it. It's just hard to find time because, like, right now we're actively trying to get to the bag. You know what I'm saying? Actively trading. But we'll see what we get here. Let's take a look at the markets now, family. Let me turn on some tunes. A little too quiet for my liking. Let me see what we got here. There you go. All right, so looking at gold, family, gold really hasn't done anything at all just yet since the open. Really hasn't done anything. Just going back and forth here. Still have at least my alert set, so if it does fall, I'll be ready for that. US 30 as well, also spiked up, but really having no follow through. Right, we had an increase in buying volume here with this little outlier, but nothing to follow through with that. Right, so we'll see how that continues to play out. The Nasdaq actually did push higher a little bit here too. Now we did just take out structure highs. Right, we did just take out a structure high here. Probably grab some liquidity resting above that high. The break of the high and the rejection back within the range. Is that telling us something? It could. It could. Stay woke. Let me see. What's everything else looking like on the 15-minute? We're about to get this 15-minute closure in a couple seconds too. Interesting. Wonder what the Nasdaq about to do now. The S&P, I mean, the S&P is also still trying to push higher. Gold, chilling the dollar. The dollar also did a nice little spike here. Nice little spike here. Let's see. Yes, most definitely have to be a student at times. Absolutely, bro. I love it. The 10 o'clock candles were huge. Yeah, we did get an increase in volume here in the 10 o'clock candles. Like, this dollar index is the 10 o'clock candle, which went nuts. Which went nutty. Let's see. Gold, how we feeling, gold? Gold look like it might start falling here. Are you gonna finally start to fall, gold? Like, what's up? Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Are you guys in any positions, family? Talk to me. Are you guys in anything? Anybody in any trades right now? Anybody in any positions? 'Cause I'm still flat. I'm still flat on the sidelines. Let's delete that. Caught 100 on the Nas buys. Let's go, man. Big celebration for you. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. US 30, what are you doing here, boy? I'm tempted to set the buy stop above you. I'm tempted to set this buy stop above you. Let's see. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Let's see. The Nasdaq really isn't doing too. I mean, they are pushing up here still. I'm watching to see what US 30 does here at these levels, fam. What are you about to do, Dirty 30? What are you about to do? What are you about to do? Could set the buy stop up here. Let's see, US 30. I might be testing out this buy stop. I'm not risking much, only $200 on this position, family. But I think I might want to test this buy stop here. Because I think US 30 could see another leg higher. Just seeing how price been reacting so far. It's telling me that we could see another leg higher here. Let's see. We did get triggered again. I am playing super tight stops. Right below this little reaccum on the 1 minute here. But we are in this position now, family. Officially triggered on US 30. Let's see what we get here. Again, I just want to see this thing run higher. All right, obviously we are experiencing some bullishness finally to come into the markets. Watch it be the one time I decide to take the buy, it just starts to fall. And if it happens, that's why I'm not risking much whatsoever. Like, we're literally risking less than what we normally risk. So we are in good shape if this don't work out. But I do think we have the chance of going higher here. So I want to see how this plays out. And if it does fall, right? If it does fall, and we get that trigger line entry on the 5 minute, then you guys know I'll just take the sell after to recoup the losses. Let's see. We're not risking much though either way. Let's see what we get here. Let's see. Trading forex futures may be the only logical way to go now, since a person can profit from both directions of the financial market if one wants to invest to flip. Yeah, absolutely. No one saw this crash coming. No one saw this coming, the crash. Abel, do you still believe interest rates will come down? Absolutely. Now I think interest rates might even come down this month. Stay woke. Matter of fact, let's actually look at our prediction tool here, right? Remember, we've been watching this right here, guys, for a little while now, right? And this tool right here, it literally gives us predictions or the probabilities of what interest rates could do in the next meetings. Look at this, family. Remember this, right? Right now, interest rates are still at 5.5%. Right? Remember that. We're still at 5.5. Before what just happened this past weekend, before all this chaos we've been seeing, there was an 80% chance that we cut interest rates by 0.25% to get to 5.25. Now look at this, guys. Look at how crazy, how much of a change this is. Now they're pricing in, or they're predicting, a 50 basis point rate cut. Not just a 0.25, not just a 25 basis point rate cut. Now they're pricing in a 50 basis point rate cut for September's meeting, or at least the interest rate decision next month. That's crazy. How we go from 80+% to seeing only 0.25% literally just a few days ago, to now we're pricing in 0.5% rate cut instead of 0.25, and it completely changed drastically. I mean, what's November 7th looking like? Yeah, and now in November 7th, look at this, guys. Right, so September, they're expecting to get to 5%. Right, a 0.5 basis point rate cut. In November, they're expecting us to get us down to even lower, right? Even down to the 4.5%. So now they're expecting 50 basis point rate cuts over the next couple meetings. That would be nuts. And then in December, they're pricing in us to get from 5.5% to 4%. So we're expecting to drop 1.5% by December. That's actually pretty fast rate cuts. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have to do it a little bit faster. Or I wouldn't be surprised if they have to do it a little bit faster, right? So this is interesting, man. This is interesting. And now they're expecting 92.5% chance of a 0.5 basis rate cut, or 0.5 rate cut, 0.5% basis point rate cut in September. That's nuts to me. Insane. 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 So let's see. Just made a quick 630 on NAS. Come on now, boy. You just need $400 to pass the challenge. They're there, Renee. See, you're treating the challenges, bro. I'm going to be starting to treat these challenges as well. Like, we trying to pass these shits in no time, bro. A week, pass it, and get straight to the funded. Yeah, big shout out to that boy, Renee. Come on, take profit. Get crazy, boy. Go crazy. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Let's go. What caused the crash? It came out of nowhere. I mean, I wouldn't say it came out of nowhere. I just think the markets have been completely overinflated for years now, right? We've been overinflated. We've been dealing with a lot of tension, a lot of wars, a lot of chaos, uncertainty, and doubt. You know, you do that in combination with, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening right now. The timing of it is unexpected with how drastic shit is going, but it's not like it was totally unexpected at all. No cap. See, I worry about risk management on the live, like you said. $40 for a challenge, I'm gonna go for it. That's the best way. I'm telling you, Renee. That's the best way. If you have experience trading, that is the best way to approach these futures prop firms account. I'm not talking about forex prop firms that are a little bit more. You got 2 challenges, a little bit tougher on the forex side, right? But the future side of things, that's the best way to go. Like, you might as well just go try to pass this shit immediately. No cap. Let's see. All right, so I did get stopped out of this, family. I did get taken out of this. Let me see. How much did I lose? That was a super degenerate play, though. I'm not even going to lie. But let me look at it. It wasn't much at all. I think I lost like 200 bucks. Let me see. I lost 160 bucks, actually. Yo, that's probably one of my smallest losses so far. Let's get it. We'll take that. We'll take the small loss. We'll take the cheap loss. All right, let me just document this. As you guys know, we document every trade. And here's the thing, guys. Even when I'm done trading on this specific account, I'm still going to keep this spreadsheet because I want to just document all the trades we take on stream. Every single one. Every single one. Hold on. Whoa, buddy. Buy. This was YM. MYM. New York. Set the buy stop. We didn't have that many contracts. We only had through 4 contracts on that. Playing humble. Target and stop. Stop was only 11 points. Target was 41 points. Some light. 11 results. Negative 11. 155 volts. Happy. My emotions. I'm fine. All right, so there we go. That's the trade that we just took. A little small, slight loss. But now let's see what the market does here now, right? If this does flip back bearish, right? Because we did just close back below the 50-period moving average. Now we got to close below the 13. Setting a sell stop now below here might not be a bad play. Let's make this money back real quick. It's not me, you know, playing based off of my emotions. It's literally just based off logic here. Like, if this does fall, if we play the sell stop here now, and it does fall, yeah, I think we could be in phenomenal shape here. But let's see. Let's see how this stuff plays out here. We need this current 5-minute candle to flip bearish though and start dropping. That'll be nice. All right, meantime, guys, what you guys looking like? How you guys feeling? Nvidia at $99. Nvidia's at $99, real? Nvidia is. Sheesh. Sheesh. That's a steal. That's a steal of a lifetime. All right, US 30, what you doing here, boy? I'm not gonna go out like that. You ain't gonna treat me like no punk. You ain't gonna treat me like no punk. Flip back bearish so I can take you. Flip back bearish. Come on now. Let's see. It took me a month to pass my first top step because I was risk management the whole time. Yeah, and again, that's not bad. It's just like, bro, we gotta pass immediately. We gotta pass these shits immediately. Forget that. Let's see. We should start sending money to Ukraine, Israel, while our lots starve. Hey, man, I hear that. Hey, Metal, you from the UK, huh? I could tell you from the UK with what you just said. While our lot starve. Lot. I learned that word a while ago. Lot, like the lot. Very lot. I could tell you probably from the UK, huh, Metal? I could tell you from the UK, bro. Lot. Letting our children starve. Letting our lot starve. I got my funded futures. $80, no activation, and they paid me out. Let's go, die rich. I love that. I love that. Let's go, die rich. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Go crazy. All right, let's see what we get here. Are we about to get triggered? Let me lower it a little bit. I want to lower it a little bit. I really want to see you guys. I want to see you close. I want to see you close below this moving average. I want to make sure I don't get triggered, and then you still bounce back up. That would suck. Let's see what we get. If we can get this close on the 5-minute, I might take this bear sell. Let's see. I've used LUT, and I'm from Michigan. Word. You said I've used LUT, and I'm from Michigan. I mean, what word? What way did you like LUT in the UK? It's completely different than how we use LOT. Like, let's see. What? That's amazing how you picked that up, Detective Abel. I could tell, man. I could tell by the verbiage. The verbiage. Now, Mike, if you use LUT and you're from Michigan, I would have been way wrong. Boy, I would have never guessed that. Yo, now that I think about it, yo, Metal, it's crazy in the UK right now, isn't it? Like, it's not like there's legit about to be a civil war out in those areas. LUT in reference to people, yeah. Yeah, like we talk about a lot in terms of, at least I do, in terms of like the amount of people, if we're talking about in terms of people. But they use LOT out there in the UK as if like it's an actual, like, oh, this child or this jit. You know, you Floridians call kids jits. Like, oh, look at this jit. Look at this LUT. like that's how they treat it. Is this a signal? Hey, man, listen. I don't call signals here. I just take your signal, Matt, and I just do my thing. If you decide to copy, that's on you. But y'all know I don't call direct signals here. I just do my thing. If you copy, you copy. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's see. I mean, we are heavy right now, fam. I'm going to go break even on this position. I'm going to go break even on this position because we are currently floating a decent amount, man. We're flowing around 90 points already. Damn, that was quick. Flowing around 90 points. Or wait, is this 90 points? No way. Yeah, we are floating a nice amount here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we are flowing a nice amount here. I'm going to go ahead and just secure at least one contract. You guys know my rules. I have to at least secure something when we are moving stops to break even. So I secure one lot, nothing crazy. I don't want to secure the whole thing because I really want to try to hold this. This could be the trade that actually passes our challenge low key. So I want to try to hold this. So I did close one position, probably for like 20-30 bucks, nothing crazy, just to cover the fees. We still have 3 contracts left open here now. Worst case scenario, it just comes up, hits our break even, and then that's it, right? Best case scenario, it just starts to drop. Doesn't even pull back, just starts to fall for us. That would be phenomenal. So I did close one contract, literally probably just only covered the fees. I don't know exactly how much it closed, but not much at all, maybe like 20-30 bucks. So we're still technically down, but we are floating 120. So we'll see, man. I need you to just roll over, baby. Yeah, just roll over. And don't pull back, don't hit the break even. Just roll over. Come on. You don't gotta do that. Come on now. Let's see. What's going on? Sam Dollars in the building. UK rap about to go crazy in a couple of months. Yeah. What's really going on in the UK? I don't trust everything I see. Could be propaganda. Nah, there's a lot actually. Like, there's legit civil wars, bro, and like I'm talking about. There's literally like civil wars in like 4 different parts of this whole world right now. Like, there's a whole issue right now in the UK against what they consider the British nationalists, which AK is like the white people of the UK, versus the Muslims and all these people that are, from what I'm reading at least, right? Obviously, you got to be careful what you read, but it's the white nationalists versus all these immigrants that are now in the country illegal, right? And a lot of them being Muslim. So there's a lot happening in the UK right now with that situation, right? Where they just going back and forth. And then we have Venezuela. Like, in Venezuela, there's also a civil war about to go out as well, right? Because of an election. You know, they just had their presidential election out there. And the dictator president that they had, Maduro, is being a dictator, right? He's trying to completely, you know, overturn the results for elections, but the results of the elections are showing that he lost, but he's not leaving office, right? So there's completely civil unrest over there in Venezuela. Yeah, it's crazy right now. It's crazy. It's nuts what's happening right now. No cap, it really is. Ain't never heard JIT? Yeah, that's a Florida thing. Anybody from Florida in the chat? Any of my JITs in the chat from Florida? Yeah, that's definitely that's Florida lingo right there for you, JIT. I wonder where did it even come from? Like, where does the word JIT come from? Might have to go to the Urban Dictionary for that one. we might have to go to the Urban Dictionary for that one. What up, Dit? What up, Yit? Oh, I'm bugging. What up, Jit? Yit, bit. Let's see. He can do that. Why not? I mean, he's doing it. He's trying at least, and it's working currently. Now, it's not an easy fight. Like, the government. I mean, let's bring this shit up. Hold on. Let me see if I can find some articles on it, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Venezuela. It's crazy. The president of Venezuela was even threatening Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is like, "Word, so let's what's up?" Elon Musk is like, "Word, I'll fight you." And this is like literally, I'm not even lying about this stuff neither. Like, this is actual like stuff really happening right now. Like the president of Venezuela is telling its military to keep their eye on Elon Musk and don't allow Elon Musk to do anything. Like, that's crazy. And Elon Musk is like, "Word, so let's fight." Like, what a time to be alive, bro. Like, the richest man in the world over here having beef and problems with presidents and dictators and political figures. That's nuts. All right, so we did get stopped back out at break even here, family, unfortunately, on this position. I mean, it did drop nicely. I only have 4 contracts on it, so I wasn't up as much as I could have been, but it is what it is, man. Let me see. Like I said, I didn't make much on that position whatsoever. Let me just look at this real quick and see where we're at. Did not make much at all right there. So we made 33 bucks. Huh. 33 bucks. Let's go. We'll take the 33 bucks, right? Why not? Well, why aren't you? Insert row below. Insert row below. Insert row below. Insert row below. All right, here we go. This wasn't 8-1. This was 8-5. I gotta count this $20, man. Every dollar counts. We gotta count this $20 or $30 we just made. We'll take that. So you know what's crazy? Let me actually look at this again. I want to kind of set another sell stop, to be honest with y'all, right below this low now. Because I think if we do take out this low now, it's just gonna be a free fall. So I'm gonna set another sell stop. I don't know if it's gonna trigger. This could just push up here, but I want to set another sell stop for show. For show. Yeah, so if this does start to fall again and we take out this previous 5-minute low, again, I think we're really going to start to fall here. Take out this trend line. Just tank. Come on now. So I do have that sell stop set once again. Let me just go ahead and finish documenting the last little trade that we took. We had the sell stop. Ooh, I do not remember what these were. just gonna update the results. Plus 35. Was it 35? Yeah, 33.50 to be exact. All right, there we go. I'll document all this later. I want to make sure we're still watching this. All right, cool. Yeah, so this is where we at. Made back $30. Not crazy. We'll see what we get though. Let's see. Technically, he's not the leader no more. Yeah, tell that to him and his military. Let's see. New York City slang? Nah. Bro, it's not against immigration. It's against anyone who isn't white. Yeah, that's what I've noticed. That's what I've noticed. It really is against anybody that isn't white over there. Like, that's crazy. Like, I mean, be safe, Metal. I don't know if it's, like, directly near where you're at or anybody in the UK. Do we have anybody else in the UK family in the chat? Anybody in the UK in the chat? Because if you are, man, just be safe. Anybody in Venezuela in the chat? Be safe. Anybody in the US? Be safe. Right? Like, we really do got to be a lot safer now because we're going through a lot of... I mean, we're going through, like, politics season right now, right? Like, it's presidential elections damn near in a few different countries. So, obviously, you know, people get very emotional. Tensions start to get crazy. So, moral of the story, man, y'all just be safe out here, family. Just be safe, man. Be safe, no matter where you're at. It's only gonna get crazier, especially here in the States, family. As we get closer to November, there's gonna be a lot of articles that are gonna be pushed. It's gonna be a lot of racism pushed, a lot of discrimination pushed. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, certain things that occur are now gonna be polarized just to try to, you know. Yeah, I'm trying to be careful with what I say, but it's about to be absolutely crazy. It's about to be absolutely crazy. So everybody just be safe, man. If you are in the States, family, and you are in a state, if you are in a state that is Second Amendment friendly, go leverage that. Don't play yourself. If you are in a state that is Second Amendment friendly, y'all know what to do. Because it's getting crazy and you just never know. Let's see, a win's a wins. Yeah, we'll take that for sure. Elon been going in on Venezuela. Guarantee Elon got nukes nobody knows about. Matter of fact, you know he got killer drones. Bro, Elon Musk, I'm guarantee you can literally do anything. Like, just think about his businesses. Like, for one, clearly he can send shit, right, via rockets, which could means he could send a fucking nuke if he wanted to. But he also has really cool tools. Like, you guys remember the flamethrower he got from the Boring Company? Like, this dude really created his own. Like, that's how you got so much money. You're just bored at this point. Like, he just starts making shit, like, out of boredom. Like, the Boring Company, yeah, it's obviously these little tunnels that are under LA are really the Boring Company, but like, man's got a flamethrower, bro. Like, I ain't messing with Elon. That boy probably got so much stuff in the tuck that he's ready to go to war with. Like, yeah. I'm definitely not messing with Elon. I need to be on his good side. Because if anything, he got tunnels. Elon got tunnels built for his Teslas that he could just hide in. Like, stay woke. Stay woke. Let's see. Divide, distract, and conquer. That's literally the objective right now, man. It will stay safe for you and the fans. Sometimes people get triggered by people who are not white close to elections. Yeah. Stock up on guns, drones, grenades, lasers, active denial systems. Yeah. All right, Mike, you went a little crazy there, Mike. Nah, definitely stock up, though. I mean, you as well, Mike, or Metal. You said I'm white, ex-army, protecting all people of color. We don't let the Nazis divide us. That's love, Metal. Listen, I appreciate. I like you even more now, Metal. Come on now. Come on now, Metal. Elon, like Bruce Wayne, and got the whole Defense Department with Morgan Freeman tucked away. Not Morgan Freeman. Not Morgan Freeman. You know what's crazy? Speaking on Morgan Freeman, I want you guys to do your research on Morgan Freeman and how he feels about being called a black man, or even having, you know, February as Black History Month, right? Like, Morgan Freeman is very, very vocal against all these things that are there for the black community, which is kind of nuts because he's freaking black himself. But I understand, like, if you hear his actual reasoning why, it's actually pretty interesting. In fact, let me see if I can find this real quick. And again, this is just I'm using Morgan Freeman here as an example. It's not me. Let's see. Look at this interview. This is an older interview though. Super old interview. Like, look at this from mad long ago. It's like 15 years ago. Let me see. Where is it? This actually might change some of y'all view on Morgan Freeman. To be honest with you. But look at this. Hold on. Look at this. I seen this video a while ago though, but it's crazy how you bring up Morgan Freeman. Look at this video. Again, if it offends somebody, it's not me. It's just Morgan Freeman here, not me. All right.
I'm Jewish.
Okay. Which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. Not that one. Let me get the whole thing. I want the whole segment, not just that.
You find Black history.
Like,
Black History
again,
Month,
don't get so emotional about his response, but understand why he's saying it. Look at this though. This is from 15 years ago.
Ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on. Tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay. Which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh. Oh. Why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
No. I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
Facts.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Sheesh. And that interview is actually pretty deep if you guys watch the entire thing. But what are your thoughts on that, man? Any opinions on that? Especially, honestly, this is really just a question for anybody that is black. All my black folks in the chat, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Do you have an opinion on that, or you rather keep your opinions to yourself? What do y'all think about that? He said, I don't want no Black History Month. How are you going to make my Black history and put it into 1 month? What's your History Month? Where's Jewish History Month? Where's White History Month? Where's Spanish, Latino History Month? There isn't. He's like, so I don't want that. He's like, well, then how do we stop racism? Stop talking about it. Yo, how do we stop racism? Stop talking about it. Stop polarizing it. Stop putting energy towards it. Now, that's obviously not going to stop the racist at all, but that's actually pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. And that's from 15 years ago. Imagine what he feels like probably now. Like, I wonder I wish he did an interview recently. Like, all right, cool. Like, do you still feel this way today as you did 15, 16 years ago? And if you guys do your research, like, this is not the first time he said this stuff. Like, Morgan Freeman has literally spoke about this numerous times in interviews. And he feels the same way on every single time. It doesn't change. So, hey, man, what do you guys think, fam? Let me see. Makes sense? I think it's low-key keeping the racism alive. Like, they bring it up to keep it in the front of the mind. It's like reverse psychology. The subconscious doesn't understand the word no. I'm telling you, Renee. No disrespect. He's not wrong. I'm telling you. I'm a black man, and I totally understand his view. I agree with him. And this coming from all you folks, man, that are black. So I appreciate y'all honesty. Agree with the American history part? Yeah, Melody. I think that's the most polarizing thing he said. He's like, black history is American history, bro. Stop trying to separate it. Again, that's the divide that we talk about, right? Like, again, I understand obviously the history, right, of the country. We all do, right? It's everywhere. So it's definitely good to get this acknowledgement, right? It's phenomenal to get the acknowledgement of the fact that you are a human, you have rights and all that. That's phenomenal. That's how it should have been. But the fact that we continue to bring it up, and it becomes, especially now, and I want you guys to be aware of this, family, especially now, the closer that we get to the elections, and just the view that half of this country has on Trump, where they consider him a racist, they consider Trump a Nazi, they consider Trump all these things. What do you think their rhetoric is going to be now, especially the Democrats? What do you think their rhetoric is going to be? Because that's a very touchy, a very emotional subject. So don't be surprised if you start to see the race baiting Trump does it too. Trump was just talking about Kamala, so Trump ain't safe neither. He was talking about how Kamala isn't black because she's Indian. She's Indian American, not African American. Her skin tone is still colored, right? So Trump also does it as well, but just be mindful of this, family. As we continue to get closer to to the election, we're going to have a lot more situations come up that have to do with race to try to divide us, to have us choosing one side or the other. We have to be aware of this stuff. It's done on purpose. It's done on purpose so that somebody can secure a vote or two or three or 1,000. So you guys just need to be aware of this and don't fall for the trap, because they use race as an emotional way to get your votes from both sides. No side is safe on this, both sides. So I'm telling you, just be careful with this, man. Let's see. Stop being separatists and unite. Absolutely. Where attention goes, energy flows. Yeah. Even the fact it's brought up is brought up. Yeah, absolutely. All that was taught. So we got to unlearn that BS and become who we want to be, not who they want us to be. Yeah. 100% agree. Moorish brother, not black. Shout out to you, Nicholas. Appreciate you. It always bothered me by elections that they call it the black vote. That is literally racist. I'll tell you. Let's see, but Morgan is not the average black man living in the U.S. You're 100% right. He's obviously experienced a lot more than most. And he's been like this for 50 years. Morgan Freeman has separated himself from the average black person, right? So I understand definitely that argument as well. Like, how can he talk when he's still not dealing with what most people are dealing with in the black community? So I definitely get that point too. There's a clip going around where I think CNN cut a live interview short in a barbershop. The white anchor wearing, I seen that too. I seen that was going viral over the weekend, bro. I seen that too, where even in the barbershop, a lot of people in the barbershops were saying that Kamala is not black. I seen that video. Hey, man. They called them uninformed. Yep, that's usually how it is. I saw something yesterday where they were like, we are not black or white. We are all melanated people, just different shades of melanin. I like that. I really like that a lot. I don't know. There are some white people that are just straight white, bro. Like literally zero melanin in their skin. So I don't know about them falling under that. But everybody else, yeah, I agree with that. I agree. But there be some white people. Shout out to all my white people. I love all races, man. That's one thing about me. I love all races. I've been able to grow up in an area that literally was full of everything, from whites to blacks to Hispanics to Guyanese to Indian. Like in my friend group, this is the crazy thing. Like in my closest friend group, like it's literally all of us were different races. Like one of my closest friends was white. My right hand was black. I'm Hispanic. We had some Mexicans in the group. We had some Indians in the group. We had some Guyanese. There was mad Guyanese people where I was from. Like literally growing up, I never heard of Guyanese in my life because I was obviously just young and uninformed and I didn't know anything, right? But then out of nowhere in middle school, mad Guyanese people pull up into my neighborhood and then into our schools, and now we have a shit ton of Guyanese people. But I love Guyanese people. Why? Because they actually care for their property, bro. Like if you actually go to the hood, and this is a fact, family, especially if you live in an area where it's heavily populated by Guyanese or Indian people. Like listen to me closely, right? If you go to the hood and you see a random ass nice house with a nice big ass gate in the hood, I promise you that's somebody Guyanese. I guarantee it is. I'm telling you. Because they the only ones that are going to come to the hood and gentrify it themselves one house at a time. At least that's how my community was. Right? Like I grew up in the trenches. Right? But every like on the house, like, I'll show you guys the block that I'm from, right? And I still have this cell stop currently still open, family, by the way, as well. Like this is where I'm from, right? This is my neighborhood over here. Let me see. Damn, I forgot my old address. This is the last place I lived in when I was still in upstate New York. On Emmett Street. Emmett Street. Damn, how would I forget my 9696. That's what it was. Or 969, some shit like this. Yo, how I forget? Yeah, this is definitely it. Yeah, this is my old block. This is my block. This is the last place that I lived in before I moved. This is where me and my wife, we had our daughter. This was a house, right? This is one house. So we felt like we was kings, right? We're like, oh, we got the whole crib renting out a whole house now? So we was chilling. We was lit right here. Because we rented out the whole crib in the back there too that my cousin ended up renting from the landlord. But like, if you look at this area, does this look good to y'all? Like, this whole area is run down. Like, this is my neighborhood right here. This is where I grew up in. Like, this is the start of the hood right here. This is the beginning of the trenches. You to go down this block right here, like that's where you really start to get to where all the prostitutes are at. Like, if you go to this corner store, like this is my favorite corner store over here. This was my corner store, my neighborhood corner store. I gotta go all the way down though. Like, my neighborhood corner store all the way over here. This is where I used to get my bacon, egg, and cheeses on the croissant. But like, this is also where the trenches is. Like, all this over here, trenches. But then you notice, like, if you notice, like the nice houses, like those are all Guyanese people. Like, all the Guyanese people literally bought, like, this is my corner store right here. Yeah, look at my block, baby. Yeah. Shout out to the Peace Market, man. Y'all don't know about that if you ain't from the trenches, man. Come on now. Yeah, this is my block right here. I used to be in this thing every single morning to go buy me some food, get me some backwoods, all that good stuff, right? But again, more to the point is, like, look at this house right here. This is what I was getting at right here, right? Like, you see this house? Like, look at this house right in front of the corner store. Like, this house looks nice in the hood. This house looks nice. It's because Guyanese people own it. They came in and they completely just buy these houses for stupid cheap. Honestly, the government literally gives them these houses. Like, to be fair, a lot of people were literally given houses, and then they turn them into this. They completely redo them, and this is how you know they got these big ass gates too. Shout out to all my Guyanese folks, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, but this is my block, baby. This is one of my hoods. Like, this is like the last place that I live. It's not where I actually grew up at. Where I grew up was way more in the trenches. Like, when my parents first had me, like, we was all the way down here in the trenches. Like, if the further I go down, the more of the trenches it becomes. And honestly, now it looks a lot better because all this stuff, like, to be honest with y'all, like, all this stuff is updated. Like, none of this stuff looked like this when I was living there. Like, this whole building was completely shut down. Buildings, boards, everything. This corner store used to have literally gates on it. I mean, they still do kind of have it right there because there's always shootings there. But like, this is where it really gets crazy in the hood. Like, literally all over here. Back in like the early 2000s, you couldn't even be outside over here. Like, you really couldn't even be outside because you probably get your ass shot or jumped. Like, this used to be like, this is crazy just going through this, family. This is nuts. Because I haven't been home in like 4 years. I really haven't been home in a while. But like, not this street. The street over Delaware is where I really grew up. But I'm going to show you guys Hamilton Street. Shout out to all you guys that are from the 518. Like, this park right here, believe it or not, completely regentrified. Like, they just put all these new little slides and stuff in. They just redid the hoops. But there's been a million murders right here at this park. A million. This is considered Hamilton Hill. Like, this is the hood over here. Like, this whole area is literally considered the hood. But like 10 years ago, the feds did a raid. The feds ended up literally charging about like 100+ people on RICO charges, and that really made the streets a lot safer. Shout out to my hood, man. That's crazy. Going down memory lane. That's nuts. That's one. Ah, man. Crazy. All right, let me see what we got here now, family. Let's see. I saw something yesterday where they were like, "We are not black or white." That's funny as hell. I am familiar with Morgan, but when people were oppressed others, it was not based on what they called themselves. It was based on how they look. I am a black man, obviously. When you see me, I hear that, George. Listen, George, I do appreciate your thoughts for sure, George. Opinion for sure, bro. Let's see. In Texas, blacks and Mexicans side by side. Yeah, usually how it is. In reality, no such thing as different races. All one race. Technically, you do. I mean, the whole concept of races is actually a biblical thing, right? I can't remember the actual story. Somebody help me out here if you guys understand. The Tower of Babel, I think it's called. Like, this is real biblical, by the way. And why there's different races and different languages now, right? The story of the Tower of Babel, right? This, if you really do your research on this, like, this is the exact reason why we have a ton of different races, a ton of different languages. It's a biblical thing. You know, again, whether you believe in God or not is obviously your choice. I fully believe in it, 1000%. So I have to believe in this. Right? And God is the reason why everybody speaks different languages. So I don't know. You guys could do your own research on that if you want. All right, let's see. Looks like the trenches in my city. Yeah. You in the corner, you had the most traffic. I definitely had the most traffic, right? But that house too, again, I was probably that's when I started the warehousing job, right? So I was making decent money back then. Right? Like that rent, guys, like I was only paying $800 a month. 800 a month. 800 a month for that crib, for that whole it's a full one family house. Right? It was 3 bathrooms, 1.5 bath. I was paying 800 a month. And I was making pretty good. I was making decent money at the warehouse, right? So I was living. I was chilling. I was the king of the hood when I was there because everybody like that house was the go-to spot after everything that happened, right? After every flag football event that we did, because we used to play flag football every single week. Like literally, flag football is everything over there. So we used to play football every single Saturday, every Sunday. After that, everybody link at Abel's crib. We're doing barbecue, smoke session. All right. After every major event, every concert, anything you think of, that like my crib was really the pull-up spot just because it was like central to everything. 800 a month for a whole. That's what I'm saying, bro. 800 a month for the whole crib, bro. But that was like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. 800 a month for the whole crib. I'm like, word? I needs that. I don't care if we're right in the beginning of the trenches. Need that. So we got it. It was pretty lit. It was pretty lit. It was one of the ones clapping with the birds with the leader of the hood pulled up. Always made me choke. I mean, I was always cool with everybody though. I never had no. I mean, I had some issues. There's been some people that pulled up to the crib. But for the most part though, I was good with everybody. So I was always straight. He said nice homes. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, Phil. I mean, I'm still waiting here, family. US 30 really isn't doing much. It's about to be 11 though. This might be the longest we've been on stream so far. But like the Nasdaq as well, it took out the highs and now we're really haven't done much. The S&P as well don't look like it's about to do much. Like US 30 might actually hit this sell stop and start dropping, or it might hit the sell stop and just stay choppy range bound. So we gotta see, man. We gotta see. We got to see. We got to see. But family, man, listen, man, I don't think I'm gonna take this. I don't think I'm gonna take this either way. I think I'm just gonna call it a day. I'll just do one more spin around the block real quick. I already am down. I'm down 150 for the day, which is literally amazing. I'll take that all day of the week. So I did take an L today and another break even, down 150 total for the day. Not bad. In terms of what the markets are doing, gold really isn't doing much. It's very choppy right now. Indices, I mean, indices are about to give these 5-minute closures, family. At least US 30 looks like it's about to give a 5-minute trigger line close here. Hey, if you like it, take that. Don't hesitate. But for me, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to call it a day on that. So, family, man, I love you guys so much, man. I appreciate y'all. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. You guys are the GOATs. You guys are amazing. Thank you guys for showing up once again today. And we shall be back once again tomorrow to do what we got to do, family. You guys know the vibes. You guys know the routines. So definitely show up tomorrow, guys. Same time, same place. And we'll continue to do what we do, showing up and finding some decent opportunities in the market. Hopefully tomorrow we can get something a little bit more clear for us. You know? So, family, love you guys. Let's see. Quick prayers for anyone. Florida, the weather is crazy. We're about to have to drive through it to be safe. Definitely sending prayers to you for sure, Austin. Sending prayers to anybody dealing with any type of craziness in this world, whether it's a storm, whether it's issues in your hometown, in your city, or whether it's somebody trying to divide y'all, man. Listen, we got to be the peace that we look for in this world, family. So I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, man. Without y'all, we're here to do this. But yeah, family, I love you guys. Appreciate y'all, man. I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Let's get it. Have a good one, y'all.